How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Raw side. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad everybody could make it. How's everybody's Wednesday going? Hi, everybody in the chat. Welcome. Let's do a little rundown. Hi, Candy. Hi, Dotson. Booberry. Welcome. Hey, Nat. Hey, there's Miss Wendy. Did I miss anybody? Let's see if I missed anybody so far. There is everybody, I think. I hope everybody is having a great night. Exciting night tonight. I have a friend of mine who is joining us to co-host. He wants to have the experience of doing a live interview. He's never done it before, so I invited him on board. I'm waiting for him to pop in. Something happened. He popped out on me. But we're going to have him help us out and help us interview Jeff and Dana on that last video that they did on Collingwood. Very interesting, a lot of questions, and hopefully Jeff can help us out. I get a missile. Oh, Bill had to reset his computer, guys. He'll be popping right back in. So now we found out what happened to Bill. In the meantime, let's welcome Jeff and Dana. Hi, Jeff, Dana. How are you guys?
Hi.
Good. How are you? I thought you were talking to me. I'm like, we're still here.
No, yeah, Bill had to reset his computer. Something went wonky on him, so he'll be popping in because he wants to start doing some live shows on his channel, and he has never done it before.
He should, he really should do a car show.
Yeah,
that's talking about how to fix cars, but you'd really have to get the word out so that people join with car questions, because I'd be on there asking all kinds of
right. And I told him I thought that would be a great idea. So you could have people on, in the field, and then he could, ask them questions, or other people can ask questions. So he's said, well, come on board and join in on the fun here, and this way he gets his feet wet.
Yeah.
So he did watch the video, and we have a lot of questions, Jeff. A lot of questions.
And that video is just a small part of the story.
Yeah.
Like that.
Right.
We've had a lot of interactions there, and we know a lot of people that have as well. So
my question is, the video itself that you posted, that was your first time experiencing that place with those people?
Yep. That was, so I had taken a course called Ghost Hunting 101 years ago, and I was like, I want to do this. So I ended up talking to that team, and they were like, okay, we'll bring you on as a cameraman.
Oh.
So that was, we did an investigation the night before at a place, we call it the Bone House. It was a house that's another cool story. The guy went to remodel it and tore down all the walls and stuff, and tore the floorboards up full of bones.
Wow.
Not human bones, but animal bones, but they were cut. They were, I mean, when I say full, I'm not talking just like, they found 20 animal bones. I mean, full wall cavities.
And it's really weird because when you go when you get close to the house, you get an eerie feeling. And it's because wasn't it one time we were walking past it?
We drove by it to get to the bus station.
No, because when we did the run, the Shamrock.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yep.
I didn't know where I was at, and I was like, I am getting this horrible feeling, and I was like, oh my gosh, did we just walk past the Bone House? And I was like, sure, because as soon as we were so far past it, then everything went away. It was so crazy.
It's really weird. Was the guy a butcher or something? Or
it was somebody at one point owned it that was into Santeria, which is like a mesh of Catholic and voodoo. And we were trying to do research on it. People were saying, don't ask questions about that religion. So, I mean, they didn't say that to me, but one of the people that was on that team was trying to find out information about that religion, and they were like, don't ask.
Yeah, scary stuff there.
Yeah. So
there is
but it
Mr.
was
Bill. Let's add him. There he
I'm
is.
sorry.
Hey,
Hey, I'm so sorry about that.
it's all right.
My computer is underneath my desk, and I kicked it, and my video card popped out of the
oh shoot.
out of the channel, and then I lost everything. So I'm really sorry about that. Just as I was ready to go, as you were ready to go on.
That's
Sorry.
all right.
We can always blame the dogs for that because they do that a lot.
That's why I got to lock my dog out because
Yep.
she'll be all over it, ripping cables out, everything. It's a mess. So
I
that's
couldn't
okay, Bill.
I couldn't believe it, man. It was just as it was ready to go on, and I actually have a popsicle stick holding that video card in.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, actually, where there should be a screw port to hold it in, and there's no screw tapped into where it should be. So I actually,
Oh wow.
yeah, I know it's ridiculous.
Yeah, in computers you don't want stuff just flying out because that's when things fry and break and
Yeah, so I have it like underneath my desk here, and I was like, oh, and actually, so my GoPro batteries were all like not charged, so I was like, oh, I'll just plug it into my computer tower, and that's how it actually happened. Just as you were so sorry, Laura.
That is all right. Gave us a chance to chit chat a little bit before you
Yep.
popped in.
And I've totally been ready for like 4 hours to like I've been you know like how that's like Murphy's Law, right?
Yeah.
Bill's excited. And he loves popsicles.
it's a good
Yeah,
thing 'cause he had
whatever,
his-
man.
So this what's going on. He makes a stash of his popsicle sticks underneath the computer. Is that
Yeah,
what the truth is?
that's how it goes. Yep.
That's what I thought. That's what
Blair
I
Witch popsicles.
Yeah. And he sits, in the end of the evening, you stitch them all together, right?
Yeah. By the way, hi Jeff, how you doing?
Hey Bill, how's it going?
Not too
Bill,
bad.
I don't think you've seen Dana yet, have you? This is my wife Dana.
You know what? I actually have the first time,
Okay.
but we haven't met. So hi Dana, how are you?
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
I saw you guys actually on the outtakes. I saw where you were scratching your husband's neck. Good job.
Dude, that hurts so freaking bad. Like
Oh,
I'm
I
not
can
joking.
tell.
It's kind of a joke now because he says scratch me. So now it's like, okay.
You got
Yeah, it
it,
looked like-
right? You got it.
Yeah.
That looked
and,
like fun.
it didn't leave marks like I thought it
No.
would. I was like a little pissed off. Like
I mean, it was like, and it's like my nails aren't like, I mean, they're,
you had just got them done,
I
so
had
they
just
were
got them done, so they
well
were
filed.
kind of, yeah. So they didn't have any like little straggles or anything. So it was
Oh,
kind
but
of
they should have a good time. You want to borrow mine?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
look at
know.
Laura.
I do tiny.
Ooh.
Mine are short, very short. So I'm actually missing one right now, but yeah, I keep mine because of my work. It's easier to keep them short.
Next
Right. Yeah, I
time-
used to have to do that too. These are mine. I just have them covered in gel polish.
Mm.
So mine, that's how long they actually are.
Next
But
time,
working
just
in the
bring
dental field,
real
you can't
nails.
have long nails.
Yeah, mine are just acrylic covered. My real nails just come acrylic and then the gel on top just because my nails break very easily.
Oh,
So
mine too. Yeah, when the older you get.
um,
So that was
Yeah,
nails one-on-one, guys.
yeah.
Yeah, I learned from Joe the other day how to mimic scratches if you ever want to do it. He said he uses a guitar pick, and you
Yes.
just you,
Yeah.
you don't want anything that's going to cut the skin, so you just rub it over and over and over. Man, he gave himself a pretty good scratch with that
Yes,
guitar
he
pick.
did.
Yeah, I
Hi,
saw that.
Spookfest. Welcome,
Yep.
welcome. Well, see, guys, I've noticed already that I'm having a little bit of an issue. It's StreamYard because I'm hardwired right into the router.
Are you?
So there's no excuses. It's just StreamYard stinks. That's all I've got to say about it.
Hi,
Yep.
boo.
So, all right, we're just going to get into the gist here. What we want to know about is the Collingwood Art Center. And you had already mentioned that this was your first time out and about
Yep.
and with these people. So you didn't know them from,
Right.
from
Yep.
Job. I did do some research on it and found out some interesting things about the place.
hmm
And so has Bill.
Cool.
And I'm telling you, Bill should be a debunker because he's picked out some things on there that have me saying red flag, red flag.
hmm
And I don't know, like you said, it was your first time. I don't know if you had noticed it at the time or rewatched and noticed it, but the questions we're going to ask maybe you can answer for us, or maybe it's going to make you think, oh, maybe I should rewatch that and see what they're talking about.
I think I probably know one thing, but I'll let you go ahead and ask it, because somebody did point something out, and I as many times as I've watched that video, I never saw that she had that mark on her before she said something.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
It's actually, yeah. Bill picked up on that.
Yeah.
So, Bill, I'll let you shoot out the first question.
Well, yeah, Jeff. So, I mean, so yeah, that was the biggest one at that timestamp 442.
Yep.
She already had that, and then
Yeah.
so like once I saw that, of course the red flag whipped out.
Oh yeah.
She like now in my younger days when I was in my death metal band, I had wicked long hair like down to my waist.
Yeah.
Then as a guy that had like long hair, it's like annoying to always like have it on the side of you or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed like what's your thoughts on when she like you were on her left side and
Okay.
she kept draping it over this side, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she kept going like this with it and like hiding it, right? And then she kept having her head down, and then almost like a shield, right? And then after her reveal with the thing on her neck, she then had that was never her hair was never blocking that anymore. So sort of like she was using her hair as a shield, kind of. I noticed. I don't know if you ever noticed that. I just when I went. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think some of that's a trait of hers, that because we don't talk very much anymore, but I think some of that was because she was listening to her phone for EVPs. I mean, did you see the full video? Because I did post in the members chat or in the members page the entire thing uncut.
I just watched on your channel.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Well, is that the full like 38 minutes?
The full video, I think, is longer than that. Yeah, I did cut some of it out. I think actually, though, I think I kept that pretty much intact. Like, I didn't cut a whole bunch of that out because I wanted.
I watched it like 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I went. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so I thought the same thing too. Like I didn't think she faked it, but I did go home and say, okay, could she have done that herself? And I tried to make that mark, and I couldn't make a mark that had the outline that it did. You know what I mean? Like everything had a fade to it, if that makes sense. The only thing
that I would say to that, like you trying to do it, is like that girl, like I'm like looking at Laura, like her skin is like super supple, and your wife is like super supple, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know me and you, like right here, like we have like our and like when I watched say the video, like we were saying like you trying to scratch your neck, like your wife, it took a long time to make that scratch. Like for a guy, it like takes a lot for us to do that for our like we can make luggage out of our skin.
Mm-hmm.
But like for like that girl, I don't know, she looked like she was like 25 years old. And I know that like I don't know, I think maybe if you like rolled your skin or something, but like again, she kind of for me like lost all credibility when you could see it poking out of her.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another thing where like she said something grabbed me. And then like throughout the rest of it, all she was saying was it was like it was a burning, it faded into like a burning and stuff, and that like and then she never ever again mentioned something grabbed her. All she kept saying was it was burning, and I just started feeling a burning. And
Mm-hmm.
she never again mentioned that she was grabbed, and that's what I found curious. And when she was explaining to other people, she never ever mentioned the word grabbed.
Mm-hmm.
I was just curious like about that.
She did. So you could hear her say a few different times in the background, like, leave me alone, stop touching me or stop grabbing me. I don't remember her exact verbiage. Like, I don't, but I think you definitely hear her in the background. Something was messing with her, according to what she was saying off
Right.
camera.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Like there's one point too, she says something grabbed my ankle and I went over with the video camera and went down on her ankles with it.
Yeah.
There was no marks there, but that's a time I think she said, ouch, boo. Sorry.
Oh, so that's Boo.
Yeah, this is Boo.
See, I always hear about Boo, and I saw your outtakes.
Yep.
This is Boo.
Oh yeah, she sits in the window and barks
She's
at everybody.
waiting for the fortune cookies because
Yeah.
she knows
Oh,
when we
she's
do live,
awesome.
she gets fortune cookies.
Oh, spoiled baby.
Yep.
And Styles just walked away. He's a little camera shy compared to Boo.
Aw, how cute.
She's
And
a
I'll-
superstar.
I love her.
She's our expensive dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's-
yeah.
She's
Expensive.
she cost us about $150 a month just for medication.
I
So
can't
Oh my goodness.
That's what I figured you meant. Like
Yeah, she's-
medications and stuff.
Yep.
yeah, she's been. I think we spent $7,000 in the hospital bills for
Yeah.
her.
Oh,
She's
my
had
goodness.
Yeah, we almost lost her 2 years ago.
yeah,
Aw.
or almost 3 now.
No, I think it was 2.
It's almost 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, thank goodness
Trust
you had the money
Yep.
to take care of her.
Yeah,
Yeah, that too.
and but she has Addison's
Rooster.
disease.
What's that?
It's
Hey, BJ.
it's actually humans get this too. But with the dogs, she doesn't make hormones in her body. So like stress hormones and that she doesn't make. So she has to get a synthetic hormones once a month, which that's what cost us the most. We got it down though. We work with our vet, which it was at first it was $250 a month for injections, but we have it where we can order directly the medication and then we just have to take it in for injection. So once a month she has to get an injection and then she's on prednisone every day.
Yeah, I'm on
Oh.
prednisone too every day.
Yeah, so
She's
she's
not
on-
producing hormones,
on
Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sorry, I was trying to
something.
get some.
Yeah.
sorry.
So, and if she doesn't get that
Cookies.
medication, I mean, she literally can go into crises very quickly. But now we know what to watch for her. And so, and her second time she was in the hospital,
Ooh.
it was kind of one of the vets and the tech's fault because I kept insisting that she had to come back next month for her injection. They're like, no, she has
Yeah.
to come back in 3. And so I talked to the vet that owns the practice, and they were like, no. And because then it cost us again, it was another
Right.
$3,000 for her to be in the hospital. And
Yikes.
so they work with us, but because we are
Right.
a long-term clients and we have to come monthly, they do work with us with like her month, like her injection is, they give us a discount after so many, we get one free.
Oh, that's great.
But then what they also did really well with working with us to transport my daughter's dog to Germany, because you have to have all kinds of paperwork and tests and everything done when you're when you're flying a dog into Germany from the United States. And so they did really well with that. And they gave us
Hi,
a note.
Julie.
They did a really great job giving us discount on that as well. So
That's
they know
great.
what, I mean, they're really good with, when you have crazy dogs with all kinds of special needs here.
Yeah.
And then Bubba's our anxiety dog. He just takes medication when it's like going to thunderstorm or fireworks. So
Oh yeah, gotcha.
he's not expensive. His medicine, I think what I pay for booze, I doesn't even come close. I think I pay for him for 6 months of his medicine. It's like $5. So it's like, okay.
So
There you go.
that's crazy. Like your 2 dogs and me could like sit down and have like coffee together. I take anxiety medicine too. So
I will say, I will tell people this now. If you ever get a dog or a cat or any type of animal, immediately get animal or pet insurance,
Mhm.
because we can't insure her now, and we can't because
right.
and Bubba we could, but we
Pre-existing.
just can't. Yeah, and they would cover Addison's disease if they would have covered it of everything. And then even her monthly, we wouldn't even pay half of what we're paying for her medication monthly.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
High Faith, High Fire, Foxfire. I'm just trying to get caught up, guys.
I
Yep.
know. Hi, everybody. Hey,
Hello.
Dotson 510. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they need the insurance just as much as we do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jeff Facey. All right, you got that question about the neck
Well,
scratching from.
I mean, hang on a second.
Go
Were
ahead.
we done? Were we done with the first one? Because I mean, I really do. I don't want, because it's very, very important to me that people know that I didn't fake anything.
No, not
Right.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to
And
make that seem.
No. I just want to make that statement.
You were just along for the ride.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if she did, that was an award-winning performance, because I don't know if you saw later on in the video, she had 2 prints up here.
Yeah.
And they were the size of fingerprints. I don't know if you saw that, or if
Yeah,
that's
I
a
did.
question
Yep.
down the road.
Yep.
Okay, so basically, you're thinking that she didn't fake it; that it was actual
Based
contact.
on everything else that happened down there that day, in other times with other people, there's a lot of reports of people getting touched, their hair pulled. I don't know if I put this in that video, but the reason we went down there was because 2 other guys that we know who've been investigating for 35, 40 years each had a partition fly at them, like in the same spot. That's what we went down there for. But it was right after that happened. And I can definitely vouch for their integrity. The 2 guys that went down there, like if they say something flew at them, like, I believe them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. The first two guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Yep.
Those guys were like legit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, in my experience there, I never even knew about any of their experiences there. The first time I went there to investigate, we went to a public investigation.
Yeah, they do public ghost hunts.
And my first time down there, I actually in the same area that all this always happens. I knew nothing about it. Jeff went to go pick a recorder up that he had left somewhere. And when we were down there, I literally immediately felt like something was swarming me with, like, this gray matter was just like swarming me and just squeezing me. And I couldn't breathe. I wanted to get out of there. And we had to literally leave because emotionally, I could not be there. I just was so worked up. And
did you notice a drastic temperature change as you went through that section?
Yeah. It's like in that one, and there's different spots in there that you get different, like, temperature change. I feel different temperature changes. But in this spot, I've gone down there twice. And the second time I go down there, I was like, you can't touch me. Don't mess with me. And even Jeff was like, no, whatever's here, you can't mess with her. And so the second time he was walking 2 steps in front of me, and literally it felt like I tripped over a log in the same exact spot. And and it was like there was nothing there, but I literally tripped over something that we don't know. There was nothing there, but he walked right in front of me 2 steps and I tripped.
Yeah, there's lots of stories from that building, and especially in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, people said maybe her necklace rubbed on her neck, which, I mean, all of this is very, very possible. Like, I don't deny any of that, but in the events that happened afterwards, like, she was really, really messed up for about 6 months after that. And I think she said for at least a week or 2, it was nothing but nightmares. And, looking back at everything, like, maybe she did freak herself out and get herself to the point where she had the nightmares and things like that. I don't know. I have lots of questions, especially since I posted that. Like, I'm really going back and rethinking. I definitely would have filmed it different with my camera.
Yeah.
Now than I did. That was in 2017.
But you learn so much when you're first starting. It's like a lot of stuff. Now you go back and watch those older videos, and it's like, I probably would have done this or asked this. And so that's a lot of stuff that with these older videos that but that also shows that okay, we're willing to go back and debunk our own stuff. You know, I mean,
Exactly.
You know
Well,
what?
yeah, Bill was a little concerned. I said, no, Jeff is fair. He's not going to take offense. I said,
Oh, no.
if you pick something out that maybe he might have not have caught or somebody
Mhm.
else didn't catch, you put it out there and Jeff can try to explain it.
Like
Otherwise,
when
you look into it, you know?
like when Joe and Matt recently, somebody debunked that rocking chair moving in their Conjuring documentary. So like it was a legit straight up debunk. They didn't get all pissed off and say, you don't know what you're talking about, get defensive. They were like, yeah, dude, you're right. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And we're in it for the truth. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, so if anybody has any questions, yeah, we will always.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, you ask your questions and Jeff is
Yes.
more than willing to answer.
Well, I was saying to Laura too. I was talking to Laura about the videos that I make opposed to the ones that you guys are making. Like it's a double-edged sword because like I gotta like think of like, oh gosh, I gotta like, okay, man, I gotta like pull a cylinder head or whatever it is. It's like, man, this is difficult. This sucks. And then I think like sometimes like, okay, all you guys got to do is go out and like film like a cemetery, big deal. But then I got to thinking about like your video, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, what crap you're going to have to take over something like this. So like, you have like it coming at all angles. Like now you go out to a cemetery, it's like, oh, nothing happens. And like, now, like you can go out like 100 times, nothing happens.
Yeah.
And you got nothing. At least I could go out and something's going to happen where I take spark plugs out.
Yeah.
And I've got content. I've always got content, man. Like I've always got something at my house where, cause I drive junk. So like I always have something breaking down where a starter needs to be replaced. I never am in fear of having content for my channel.
Right.
So like I'm always thinking like, man, you guys got it made with like walking around and going, yeah, today we're here at where a guy died. Yeah. I always think like, oh, how simple. But like now I like at least I've flip-flopped on at least like content making for like these sort of channels. Like
well,
we did like different respect.
We recently had the experience that we went to a school with Josh from Paranormal Seekers and did an investigation there, spent lots of hours investigating. And, I shouldn't say this and spoil my video, but absolutely nothing happened.
Yeah.
So how do I turn that into entertaining? But there was a few things, in there though, that some lessons were learned. Like there was one room that's full of black mold, and they say that is the most active room in the building. So I did a lot of research on black mold and can it cause hallucinations and how long you have to be exposed to it. And, cool. you can, do yourself harm and you can see stuff that's not there in that type of environment. So, I mean, there's always something to be said. Even if nothing happened, you can still learn a great lesson. Like Jeff. That. So I'll be talking about that in the video.
So, sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on you there.
No, you're good.
That's what I like about your thought process too, and I like the way you worded that. And you know what? And that's what I like about the way that you go into your investigations. And actually, that brings up a valid point. I wanted to talk to you about what Ryan was doing. I know that was like one of your first things, and you said it was like an earlier video.
Yep.
I wanted to talk to you about. What is your feeling about, let me see, when Ryan was like taunting?
Yeah.
What is your, I
wouldn't do that today.
Okay, good. Like, I don't understand. I didn't understand it. Like, I think it's a sissy and stuff. Like, I don't like the mocking. He was like, had like a mocking.
Yep.
And then also like Sarah, she comes in with a bottle of water and she's like blessing in the name of Jesus and stuff. And then on the other side of the room, he's over there calling it a bastard and saying you SOB. And she's on the other side of the room saying, in the name of Jesus, I bless these people. And he's using all this foul language. Yep. Like, what is your thought on that as an investigator?
So my thoughts on that. So first of all,
with that too.
First of all, I would have gotten her out way, way, way sooner than we did. Second of all, we were all very, very green and rookies. And honestly,
even them too?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
And honestly, like exposure to ghost hunting at that point was Ghost Adventures. I mean, and that was, and if you
Okay.
watch that, that's very much what Zach and Aaron and those guys would have done,
Right.
you know. And Sarah, I mean, we've got beef, so I'm going to be careful what I say here, but she,
What is her religious background?
Can I already know it?
everything.
Yeah, I Googled everybody.
Yeah,
Bill was ready.
I did.
I've got to be. I mean, we are definitely not friends. Like
she's into like witchcraft and stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to be very careful what I say, but she absolutely was not sprinkling holy water on anybody because she said she blessed it. So
she
had,
you know,
that doesn't work at all.
It was one of these.
Yeah, because she blessed it herself and then started.
No. There's a whole process to that. That's not even.
Yeah. And I mean, we've actually gone to an investigation at another location where we actually had someone that was coming, that kind of was invited to come ghost hunt with us, and immediately started doing that and like cussing and swearing and saying come on, and it was like he was removed.
Yeah, we don't do
that. And I mean, not only that, but that could have got me hurt because I was down there, and and there was one other person, and it literally, by him doing that, if something was going to come, if anything was there and going to come, it was going to come at me.
Yeah.
And so he was removed. I mean, they removed him because it was a safety issue.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Because let me ask you guys this, as somebody that has never really done that sort of thing, wouldn't it come after somebody that's it would say, I'm going to go after the one that's most vulnerable and
the weakest,
the weakest, right?
Yeah.
And
Gotcha.
or the one that's more open, they're going to come at. I mean,
or to be honest, too, the fear I have of me and her doing this together is if we ever encounter something really, really bad, it's going to know to get to me. You go after her, or any of my friends. Like it, you know, I can put up with a lot of crap, but it's going to go after people that I love.
That's why a lot of times when we do things, like if we know we're dealing with something demonic, I don't go.
Which is,
and I mean,
it's only happened twice,
but it's just that if we're dealing with demonic, like if we're dealing with a demonic case, normally I won't let her go because I know those, you know, demons. In fact, I interviewed an exorcist today, but they have knowledge beyond what we have. So they will know that that's my weakness. To get to me, you go after her, you know, so
so
cases
that's
like that.
So you know your weak points and you know what not to do. It's almost like a home builder. They're like, okay, well, I know that I'm not an electrician, so I'm going to hire this out for the electricians and so forth.
Yeah.
And Wendy has a question. Do you think that sometimes the story plays tricks on people's minds that are walking in there?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep. I believe that with any haunted location, that like so when we went to that school, for example, the guy that did our tour gave us this massive buildup. Like we thought, okay, this is going to be a place like things are going to fire off like crazy because of the buildup to it and the stories and the, you know, these people were scratched and pushed and attacked and, you know, all this stuff that happened. So we were like, okay, we're going to have an interesting evening. But then, you know, I guess for me, it didn't play into it because nothing happened that night. And Josh, do you know Josh very well?
Semi well. Yeah.
Okay. He's very chill, calm, like,
yes.
And so I think both of us, and, you know, we all had that attitude that like, okay, this guy's stories are kind of,
and it's funny because I still don't know any of the stories.
Yeah. But if people go in there that believe in the spirit apps, and because we did use the Spirit Talker app,
excuse me, yeah,
and a lot of things did apply to what the tour guide said, but they apply to everything else too. That's the bad thing with apps is they're very general statements and words. So, but yes, it plays into the hype of.
But at the school, I only had like literally there was only one area that really there was one thing I had that happened that there's like in one spot that I felt that there was a presence.
Where was it?
And that was in the auditorium.
Okay.
Where the guy was sitting. But then upstairs there was felt a lot of temperature changes and heaviness. So there's a presence, but it was not a known presence. But then I also had some other things that came up that I'm not going to talk about those, because those are just things that are kind of with what the group that went there are the only ones that know.
Yeah,
about
there's a story there that we're not talking
eventually
about.
the story may come out, but I mean, it would be the other people's story to tell, not mine, because I just helped with what I could do.
Yeah, Rooster knows what we're talking about. He's watching.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell your story,
No,
Rooster.
we're not Rooster. I'm not going to.
Excuse
no,
me.
but that was
Well,
the
then we'll
only
just have to
thing.
have Rooster on to tell a story.
But
I don't think he will.
No, he will.
He can't talk about this one right now.
But what's crazy, because I didn't know until we were getting ready to leave, the Rooster came in and just validated what I had said.
Right.
So, which kind of, and Rooster, I still think about that to this day, how that just, I mean,
it's one of those things where those pesky ethics get in the way. You know what I mean? Because you're not supposed to talk about something. And even though it's like, okay, this is like, twin paranormal type story stuff. Like, it would be very, very interesting and make for a great video, but we don't have permission to talk about it. So
right.
And
so
I
we're
respect,
not going to.
And after hearing about, I respect and understand, and I would never do that, because that, I mean, I don't use.
Hi, Carla.
I don't use my abilities that way. I mean, I'm like, I'm not out there to. No, it's like, no, it's if I helped, I helped. If I didn't, I didn't.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I get it. When you have that something that's really personal and bothers you to the core, it takes a while before you're ready, fully processed it, and are willing to talk about it. So if Rooster's ever willing to talk about it, then he's more than welcome. Albie says, have you used an actual EMF meter other than the app, or perhaps a thermal cam?
Yeah, so we use EMF meters only to detect what they are supposed to detect. Like, we never set one out and say, make it light up if you're here.
Right,
we never investigate like that. We use it to find out where high EMF is, because EMF will affect people and cause hallucinations and things like that. We did a case a while ago where this girl was seeing all kinds of the claims were crazy, but where she slept at night, at her pillow, the EMF was 30 milligauss, which is insanely high. It was because the electrical panel was right underneath her bed.
Oh, wow.
In the basement. And the EMF reading at her pillow was crazy high. So that's what we use EMS for. And we'll use like apps just to see what they say. It's, we don't let them lead the investigation or anything like that, but we put them out just to see what kind of generic stuff they say. And we actually did another interesting thing at this school. We did, and here I am releasing my video secrets, but we put two spirit talker. No, it's fine. This was fun and interesting. We put two spirit talker apps side by side, two cell phones. And in theory, they should both say the same thing.
Yep.
Because they say that it manipulates things on your phone and due to this condition and that condition. So in theory, both of them should have said the exact same thing. It never happened once.
That's awesome, dude.
The apps are just part of the experiment.
Yes.
That's so cool. Jeff, that's what I like about you and what you're doing. Now, the girl with the pillow and the EMF, how did you, I like how that's what I like about you and the people that Laura interviews. I like how you're not like, oh my God. So how did you figure, the box is right underneath here? Did you go downstairs and look?
Yeah, we were trying to find the source of it because
dude, I love that. See, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I get excited because it takes a lot for me to I don't know if you saw when Laura interviewed me.
Yeah.
I know what I saw. I know what happened to me.
Right.
And it took years for me to figure out what happened in my head.
Yeah.
And so I like how you're not just yep, dude, it's a ghost, man.
Oh no,
I dig that. So thanks for I like this stuff.
So I did a lot of we did a lot of residential cases. I was part of the Warren Legacy Foundation for a few years, and I was actually a manager for the last 2 years up until what, 4 months ago.
About 4 months,
Yeah,
5 months ago. Yeah.
And we did so many residential cases, and it's in you would not believe the claims that we've heard. And my initial thought is, and I got to the point, it almost becomes a bad thing, because I started to get, to where I wasn't helping people, because I was like, that's bullshit. That claim is crap. That's garbage. It's like I started judging them based on their emails and their applications. And it's like, okay, so that's not fair, but you do have to try and debunk everything you can.
Yeah, I think that's how you have to approach every single thing first, because people want to believe so bad that I think that's their initial thing. They want so bad for whatever it is to be true, and not, they're close to their utility box.
I've had people scream at me because I tell them, look, that's a bug on your Ring camera. I guarantee you that is a bug or a spider web.
Yeah,
they're like, you're so stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. I mean,
or it's a raindrop, or it's the wind, and they're like, no.
Yeah, and the whole orbs thing really.
That's what they want to believe so hard that
Oh, Laura, you're here? Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry.
All right.
So this is Laura's show. I'm sorry.
And then they go to the, okay, so you've gave me your opinion on that video, but did I show you this one? And then it's another stupid orb or something. It's like, oh my God, quit.
Yeah.
Like literally, we sometimes, because with one of the groups we work with, literally, I get attached to some of the like intake stuff. So when that happens, it's like, it's crazy, because sometimes my phone gets blown up by probably every day from and then it starts like into the 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And it's like, I turn my phone off after a certain amount of time.
We've got clients that will just send.
And so after my phone's always on silent, but after a certain amount of time, I don't even get notifications. But they literally will send us Ring Cam. Look, I'm telling you, and it's like, it's not, I mean, and you can obviously see it, and they're like, no, it's different. And it's like, and they'll continue even when you tell them to stop watching. They still continue to watch. And it's like, I'm telling you, it's and it's just like, just stop watching it, because you
we've known people to
them and showed them and in live time showed them, and they're like, they still like, no.
I've had lots of cases where clients will go to sleep at night and then spend the day watching themselves sleep on camera, just to pick out all of the ghosts.
Right. Right.
But that's it does become an obsession with people.
Yeah, and it's funny, like when Laura started doing this channel, like I didn't understand what exactly she was going to be doing. Yeah. And of course, when you hear like, oh, Raw Side Paranormal, I heard paranormal. I thought it was just going to be interviewing people, say like you guys, that were like, yeah, check this out, man. I caught these orbs and it was crazy. And then Laura was going to be like, oh my God, that's nuts. And like, like I thought that the channel was going to be about like that stuff. I had no clue that her and I were like totally like, like this sort of debunking attitude but also had an interest.
Well, it's the education. That's the whole point, is the education.
Exactly. Right. Like we were like on the same page, and like with what you're doing, Jeff, we're like, you're interested, but also with the mind's eye of going, listen, you don't have a problem. You have an electrical problem where your house might catch on fire because your breaker is bad.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And a lot of it too, honestly, a lot of my experiences have boiled down to drug use.
That too. That was another thing, is
mental problems.
Yes, exactly.
Mental health is a big.
Yep.
And then I'm sorry, I'm getting excited. Who was that other dude?
You're so excited.
I know. Who was the other dude? I don't know if it was Joe, but like the poor kid, he was like 17 years old. I have an 18-year-old son, so it gets to me. His bed was like right against the wall, and he was getting like migraines. And it turned out it was the microwave where like a mouse had chewed like the shielding off of the microwave plug. And anytime they ran the microwave, he would like get these migraine headaches. And one of your friends, from the channel, Laura, you interviewed him. He had found that the microwave shielding was, anytime they ran it, was giving this poor kid like headaches and making
Yeah.
the kid.
I think it was Joe.
Yeah, I think it was Joe.
Yep.
And to me that is phenomenal that he found that, first of all, to help this poor kid out and that family. But they thought like he was possessed, this kid.
Yeah.
You know, that's awesome. That's what
Because
this stuff is all about.
That EMF will cause hallucinations. I mean, like I said, that girl with that, where the 30 milligauss were at her pillow. I mean, her claims were insane. Like, I'm seeing a lady dressed in white covered in blood. I'm seeing, a demon. Like, it was crazy claims.
But we've even had cases where people don't realize medication they're taking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're taking two different medications, and the combination of those medications are causing hallucinations, are causing
or other side effects, or
different side effects that are causing other things. And so, I mean, it's so crazy when and people sometimes are like, well, why do you want to know all the medications and it's like, because when we start looking at these medications, there's a lot of I mean, we can vouch. Who would think a diabetic medication would cause neuropathy? And it did. For me, taking metformin caused neuropathy.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to do that, but it does if you take it for so long. So, I mean, that's kind of like what we experience with some of these people taking medications that, there are more side effects than what they usually tell you.
I should do a video sometime on our questionnaire that we use before we even step foot in anyone's house.
That's a good idea.
We have a questionnaire that we go through them with.
Because I'm on I suffer from migraines, and I know that anytime that I'm going to take my migraine medication, I know when I take it, I go, oh, I'm in for some crazy dreams tonight.
Yeah.
And sometimes they could be really, really cool because I'm into my dreams sometimes. And sometimes I know that they're really scary dreams. I've had dreams where I wake up and there's something floating in front of me, and I'll take my pillow and swat at it. My wife wakes me up.
Yep.
And to me, it felt so real that something was floating in front of me.
Yep.
And I've told Laura that I've had bad dreams, and Laura, I forgot to tell you, it's like because when I take my migraine medication.
Yeah. It's funny. Jeff does that with meditation.
Yeah, when she plays this YouTube meditation stuff, if I can hear it and I fall asleep, my God, the dreams that I have,
it's like
they're horrible.
Wow.
It's I don't know why.
Well, and medication affects everybody differently. So and like you said, you won't know. It could be good in the beginning, but then down the road, you end up with some kind of condition, or it affects you in a different way. Me, I know the older I get, the more stuff I'm allergic to. So, and I don't know until I take it.
And I mean, you have to be very careful when you start looking into people's medical history and the medications, because I mean, some people get very offensive about it.
Yeah.
And especially when we're finding that, trying to let them know that you really need to talk to your doctor, because these medications could be causing what's going on.
Yeah.
And
the issue,
and it's like, and they're like, no, but it's like, you just really need to just check with your doctor and question this, because after doing the research on the medications and being in the medical field, what medications, and just now I know how to look deeper for side effects that could be long-term. If you've been on it for long terms, what those side effects can be. And a lot of people really get, like I said, it's a sensitive subject, but it needs to be addressed.
Right.
I got to text
Okay,
my
Bill,
wife
shoot
for
off
some
another
coffee.
question, Mr. Bill.
Hang on, I got to text my wife to bring me some coffee.
Just yell, she'll hear you.
Yeah, his channel is Carbs and Coffee.
No, because I changed it.
Oh, you did?
I changed it to carburetors and coffee because everybody thought it was like a cooking show.
McDonald's?
Everybody was baking.
They thought it was like cupcakes and stuff.
Yeah, spaghetti.
Like, well, today we're going to be eating bread and drinking coffee.
Sweet.
Okay, well, I'll hit you up, Jeff. According to what I've read, there's claims that there are 8 adult entities and several children.
Go
ahead.
No, I was going to say, I know there's a lot of unproven, undocumented claims of spirits and deaths there and things like that. There's actually, I'm surprised you only found 8.
Well, because they come up with that's I dug some, but not too deep.
Mm-hmm.
And for what the claiming is, let's see, the haunted history, apparently there's an angry nun that
Yes.
hangs out there, doesn't like people in her space.
Mhm.
Another nun that's
And I went to
in
Catholic
the
school
attic.
too, and they're angry.
Also, let's see here.
Well, it did start out as a convent. It was
Well, actually, what I found out is that it was a convent at one time, but originally it was purchased by a guy who he was building it to pretty much live in the house.
well, there's a house that's
in
attached.
1872.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. There's a house that's on. It's called the. What, God damn it! What's it called? Gerlinger House or
Gerber House.
Gerber House.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the
Christian
Collingwood.
Gerber is the one that had it built.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But then they built a college on to that.
back of
Like
it.
Right,
it's attached to
right.
the house. It's weird, but
Because you can actually
It
go
was
into
Mary
the
Mann's
Gerber
College.
House as part of like when you go.
Yep.
The Gerber House is right there. Like we've like a lot of times when they have events there, they use that as like a reception area. Is the
Oh,
Gerber
okay.
House?
Yes,
it's a very cool house.
It was the Ursuline Order of the Sacred Heart.
Mhm.
Yep.
Is who was in there. That brings me to the question of the markings in the basement.
Oh yeah.
Did
Okay.
you guys research those markings? Because I did
Yeah, that
just
eye
find
was
out what
weird.
the eyeballs and the hearts were.
Okay. I've always wanted to find out what those markings meant. And
Okay.
I've asked tons of people. No one has ever
Nobody's ever
said,
said.
no one has ever showed me a picture. This mark equals this. You know, I've never ever seen that.
Right.
But so rumor has it, and I actually think there's a news story on this. There was like a witch convention there at one point when it was the art center, and I think it was when it was the art center. So there was a witch convention there. They did a whole bunch of goofy stuff in the basement.
Okay.
So the theory is that's why those markings are on that wall in that place, is that it's some sort of ritual thing. Whether or not it is, I don't know. I've never proved it is or isn't. I've asked tons, but supposedly too, some guy killed another guy with some kind of spell because he pissed him off. He was like the head warlock or something during this convention. That death did actually happen. Like there was a guy that had a heart attack there on the stage during that convention thing. You know, there is a news story on that, but
okay. Well, this was sent to me, and I can't share. I don't know how to share it, so I'm just going to read it off. It's pretty much what we see that it has the hearts with the eye, and it's a biblical reference actually from Ephesians, and it's called the eyes of your heart. And the verse reads, "I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened in the order that you may know the hope to which he has called you, the riches of his glorious inheritance in his holy people." I didn't read the whole entire thing, but that actually is a religious reference.
Maybe somebody
send that to me.
Maybe somebody else put that there to counter that or something.
That's
yes,
what I'm wondering.
I'll send it to you, Jeff.
Because
so it's pulled right from apparently Ephesians, and that's what those eyes are. Because that's what I was wondering. What's the deal with the eyeballs? And all the arrows?
Like I said, I've shown those pictures to lots of people.
Yeah, I've looked and tried to find.
No one has ever said this is this. And you know, I'd love for somebody to tell me exactly what they all are.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Bill.
You see where it says present down at the bottom?
Present, yeah.
And then where it says like slides and video files and share screens. That's where you can do all that.
Okay, Wendy said it was also found in Islam.
I should be actually watching the chat once in a while.
It's hard to, dude, because I was thinking that same thing.
I'm watching 4 different things, guys.
That's why I usually watch the chat and have at least one of us up on my phone so I can reply.
I've been bad. I haven't said hi to anybody. I feel
I've been saying hi to people, but
hello,
I'm under a Mrs. Boo tonight.
Hey Jeff, I see you're using SM SM57 58s. I see
58. Yep.
Yeah.
These are my old band mics.
Yeah, I can see you must be a musician.
Yep. Yeah, I got guitars, drums.
Yeah, me too. They're all behind me. She said yell up to your wife, but I was going to tell her this is all insulated so you can't hear because this is like my sound room. So
all right. So
she wouldn't be able to hear me.
You got a big stick and just bang on the floor.
Yeah, I could do that.
I wish I had space to set up all my stuff.
The
I wish I missed my basement. I had my whole PA set up down there, drums, guitars, all that stuff.
I saw that video you did, dude, with the Tool. The Tool
Yeah.
video.
The Nun?
Yeah, the Nun playing guitar.
Yeah, dude, that was pretty good, man. Did you guys have like a whole set?
That was the first time we had gotten together in about 2 years or so.
Yeah.
Like with some of the old band guys that I used to play with. But we probably played 10 to 15 songs successful that night, which is good because I hadn't touched a guitar in a couple of years. So
yeah,
it is like riding a bike sometimes.
Yeah,
Like
it's like-
it doesn't.
it is and
When-
it isn't.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like whenever they decide that we're going, they get together. It's like they've been together. It's like they've not missed a
I mean,
beat.
it was sloppy, but
But
I still remembered how the songs went.
Yeah.
You know, that we played. So
I love it there. Philip says, AKA Mountains Studio.
yeah, Mountain needs a studio bad. Yep. Mountain
We'll be
would
looking forward to
love-
that.
He would love a studio.
That's funny.
Yeah. I
Okay,
wanna
Bill,
start-
hit him up with a question.
Let me see. Oh, I wanted to hit him up with an observation actually. So the part where Ryan, he was walking, he's like, "Oh, I smell something."
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't think much of that, and then he said he smelled pine. He said he smelled pine tree, right?
Okay.
So then when he was walking back, like 2 minutes later, he was walking through that same, it looked like a hallway to me.
Yep.
I noticed, wait a minute, he's walking past two cutouts, plywood cutouts of pine trees. So then I backed that up again when he said, I smell something. And then he like looked right over at them pine tree cutouts and he goes, I smell pine trees.
Huh. I've never noticed that.
Dude,
yeah,
I was
seeing
like,
that. I didn't
yeah.
notice it either.
I was like, now normally like when somebody like they smell like the presence of evil or something, they usually like
it's
say like
sulfur.
sulfur or rotten eggs.
Yep.
But like I was like, dude, you couldn't think of nothing else. It was like he was struggling to find what he smelled. And if you watch his head, he looks directly at them pine tree cutout plywoods and he goes, and then he like turns, he goes, it's like pine trees. And I'm like, oh my God.
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have watched that before I posted it, apparently.
Well, I feel bad, but like
No, it's
no, that's a good catch.
Yeah.
Bill has the critical eye. I do. I'm an
Yep.
artist, and I'm like my own worst critic too. Like my
Because you
videos
notice the
suck,
black
so.
panels that you were talking about originally. That the one had fallen over.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
it's like right next to it. I go, oh my God, Bill, I never even noticed that.
Yeah.
That it
And
was
I don't know
Yeah,
if
trees.
that's where it was, but like I just
See,
noticed
it's
when
I'm
I seen
sorry.
that his head, he like looked right at it, and then it's like he turned and he goes, it's like pine trees. And I'm like, oh my God. He was looking right at freaking pine tree cutouts. At first I was like, wait, what is that in the background? I'm like, oh my God, they're freaking pine tree.
Yep.
Plywood pine trees.
I really think sometimes you believe something so much that you don't question it. And that's like my take with me watching that video. But then and I did this. So like I said, I was part of the Warren Foundation for a long time. And
by the way, Jeff, what is that? By the way, I'm sorry.
It was started by Lorraine Warren and her grandson, Chris McKinnell. And the goal was to help people that had paranormal issues, residential cases, not go public with anything because, the Warrens made a lot of mistakes going public with a lot of their cases. But so then I stumbled on this Kenny Biddle video. There was a photo from the Amityville house. They call it the Ghost Boy photo.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Where he's jumping off the bed.
No, that was the Conjuring 2 story in Enfield, England. This one is from the Amityville house, and there's a boy that is peeking out. This is what it looks like. There's a boy that's peeking out of the bedroom, and it's like one of the greatest ghost photos ever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
look up Ghost Boy or Demon Boy from Amityville, but Kenny Biddle tore that picture apart. It's not a boy at all. It is their publicist. And that photo is totally staged.
Yeah.
But I believed it for so long, but
Yeah.
until someone pointed that out, I was like, holy crap. Like Kenny could take that to court and prove like that's not a ghost boy.
Yeah.
That's
he's
that's
good.
yes. So I mean, I started really critically looking into the Warrens, and I'll say this here first. I'm not a fan anymore at all. I'm finding a lot was BS,
Yeah.
especially the bigger stories. And I don't know if you follow Bad to the Bone, but they played a video from one of the Conjuring House owners and how dirty Andrea did them, Andrea Perrin from the Conjuring story. Like, I mean, it's not a fan anymore.
Right.
Put it that
Yeah.
way.
No, I was never really a fan. I always thought there was something that wasn't right about that.
Yeah, but I
was a
didn't
kid
because,
back then, so
Yep.
it's.
but I was talking to their grandson all the time, and a guy that was on their team, and I just believed everything they said and never questioned anything. And I'm not saying that they're lying or anything like that. The grandson and the guy that worked on their team,
Right.
but I think maybe they were fooled as well about some stuff.
Sure. Well, of course, it didn't help that Hollywood had stepped in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe they did have good intentions from the beginning.
Yep.
But then it turned south when they figured out, okay, we can make money off of this.
Yep. Yep.
And Hollywood takes over, and that ruins the whole deal.
Yep. And there's another. I'm gonna give someone a shout out if you don't mind. There's a podcast called Truth or Demons. Her name is Stevie, and she really, really does research on the Warrens cases, and like she is spot on. Like, she is fantastic. Her videos are really, really good. Yeah, that video was a good. I didn't watch it. I listened to it because it was mainly audio, but it was an owner of the Conjuring House before it became a haunted attraction.
Right.
And this lady, I think she said they lived there 18 years. And like, Andrea took videos from her and recordings and twisted it. And there was a lot of shenanigans going on. I recommend everybody watch that video.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I don't think I caught that one. I don't watch. I try to catch a little bit here and there from Bad to the Bone.
Yep.
So yeah, that one I didn't catch. But apparently everybody says it was a good one.
It's very, very good. That lady is very credible to me.
Andrea is all about the money.
Yep.
Yeah, that's that. And that's what it is people, you get stories, and the stories change as the years go down. And then, like I said, Hollywood will step in and say, well, gee, this is, a moneymaker. Yeah. Let's get into it.
Yep.
And so that's how things turn out. And then when people do see these programs or movies, then they think, well, this is real. This is real. Well, no, they made it fabulous because it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
The true story has nothing to do with what Hollywood puts out.
Yeah. Jeff is asking if this is a recent video. It is. She posted it, I think, Monday.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Maybe Sunday.
All right. So yeah, I'm not caught up on my videos. I'm just
It's a very, very good listen. I mean, it's not really a video to watch. It's just I think a picture of the lady, but I listened to it and it's fantastic. So Stevie was
last 2 nights I was hanging out in a cemetery, so I didn't have time to.
That's always fun.
Just gathering some photographs and some information.
Oh shoot, Jerry's here now. We got to be careful.
Oh, Jerry.
Jerry's another team member of ours with Boo. So
all right.
He's a good guy. He's very, very skeptical. He's
well, that's what we like. Like I said, when Bill went over the footage and stuff, and he had like 2 pages of stuff. It was great.
And like I said, it's all fair. I want the truth. If I was fooled that day, like I'd love to know. But like I said, it's hard to prove or disprove personal experiences and was I hyped up and that's what affected me so much? But there is an additional story to that. Did I tell it in the video about the phone calls?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Now that was one of the questions we wanted to know.
Okay. Yeah.
Was anybody else in the group telephoned besides you and Melissa?
No, it was just me and her.
Now, don't you find that a little strange?
I do. Yep. And honestly, one of my theories is, like I said, there's bad blood between me and Sarah and Chris, the founders of that team. So it is possible. And I didn't want to say this in the video because I didn't want to start a bunch of crap again with them because, you know, I ignore them, they ignore me
Right.
to this day, but it was really nasty for a long time. So did they use an app to call both of us? I mean, I could see them doing it to her to scare her, but I don't know why they would have called me as well.
Yeah, that's well.
So that is possible, and I hope I said that in the video. If not, I meant to.
Well, no, you did know. Yeah, you did mention that. You know, you both got a phone call, and that's one thing. Is Bill was wondering, well, why just you two?
Yeah.
Why are you the two only that they called, or the supposed entity called?
Well, one, it would have been her for sure because, you know, in theory that she was the one that was attacked that day.
Right.
But her and I were really, really good friends. So maybe that's why I was included in no one else. We had left that team at that point. We had left that Haunted Toledo team.
Right.
But yeah, why they didn't call Ryan and Nicole,
right.
I don't know. If it was them, my brain wants to tell me that was not paranormal, but
yeah,
but I don't know, and
Right.
I'll never know. They'll never answer me on that if I were to ask them. So
No, yeah, I don't think that. Yeah.
So there was one spot in the video where Jeff, you had said it's actually timestamp 23:15. You had said to Nicole, you had said, I wonder if it's going after Melissa because she's the only one wearing a cross that I know of.
yeah.
And then Nicole says, I know, I thought of that too.
Mm-hmm.
But then at 27:04, and then there's another spot too, but I don't know where it is. But at 27:04, you can clearly see Nicole wearing the cross outside of her t-shirt.
Yeah.
I never picked up on that either.
So now if Nicole knew she was wearing a cross,
Mm-hmm.
she would have never said, I know, I thought of that too. She would have said, well, that can't be possible because I'm wearing one too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And is it maybe something innocent like she forgot what she put on that day?
Yeah,
you know what I
I don't
mean? Could it be something like that? Or
Well, she had two different necklaces on.
But
Okay.
but also if you want to like make sure that you're protected, you know that like I'm going on an investigation. I always wear my cross,
See,
Right.
and that,
so you wouldn't forget that.
and
then
I guess
and also, I'm sorry to interrupt, but just one last point.
No.
Do you know the part where she's standing? She goes, "If I fall over, somebody catch me."
I don't remember that.
There's a spot right there.
Okay.
You pan down just a slight second, and there's a really good picture of her wearing the cross.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say, I know, like for me, early on, they might not have thought about that, about wearing protection, but I know I'm just when I know I'm going on an investigation for my protection, I know what I'm wearing for my protection.
Yeah, so she wouldn't have forgot that. Then there's
But
another spot too.
The thing is, though, this is an important point too. We didn't go there to investigate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a Paracon. It was a paranormal convention that was there.
Yeah.
Right.
And the only reason we went down there is honestly because I had a camera and that other team sent us down there to check it out.
Yeah.
So,
and it was a live though too, right?
No.
Oh, it wasn't live. Okay.
No. It was just me and my video camera, and I just so happened to bring it that day because I was hired to be a cameraman.
Gotcha.
And so that's why I had a video camera. And there again, I want to go back there and do a private investigation.
Yeah,
so bad
I think you should
because,
totally.
Yep, because I want to know the truth.
Yeah, I want to know what Jeff has to say about it.
Well, yeah, that's what one of the questions is. Are you planning to, and when?
Yes, we are. The one issue we have is we've got to be sneaky because for some reason, so we have gatekeepers here in Toledo. There are haunted locations that certain people are in charge of. And the guy that sets up the investigations there, I'm on his blacklist for some reason. He doesn't like me because of the fight that we had with that team.
Years ago.
So we're going to have to book it under somebody else's name. And it's a pricey location. It's like $750, I think. For a night. So, I mean, I don't want to do it because they do public investigations too, but I don't want that. I want it to be, oh shoot, we lost Bill.
So he probably must have kicked out the popsicle stick.
God, I hope not. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to go there in a private investigation so I know who's there, what's going on, all that stuff.
Right.
And I'm going
Right.
to
Well,
take
that's what I
DVR
explained
cameras.
to him when we were going over the video and his concerns and stuff that he found. And I said, well, it was Jeff's first time with these people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I says, and when Jeff goes back, Jeff's going to do it his way.
Yeah.
Get his
Oh, yeah, I
research,
would.
do his investigation.
Yep.
I said it's going to be a totally different ball game.
It would. It'll absolutely be different.
And then I told him, because I mean, I told Bill, I says, you've got a hidden talent as a debunker. I said, because he really caught a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Like I said, with the pine trees. I mean, you're sitting there watching it. I didn't even see the pine trees.
Yeah. I now I have to go back and watch them.
And he spotted them. And then when I went back and checked, I said, well, I'll be damned. There they are.
Yep.
I was figuring, okay, maybe he found like one of those auto pine trees.
Air fresheners.
And so it must have been for a show or something. And maybe they sprayed them with scent.
And that's what's crazy too, because in that area, that's where they store a lot of the props.
Yeah, for the stage,
for the
theater.
stages. So there's a lot of different groups that use that area. So I mean, you never know. But I will say too, when I go down there, there's like 3 places that I'm drawn to. And it's the one I always get the same creepy feeling of like something's trying to smother me. But I'm like, and I'm terrified of going down there, but I'm drawn to going down there. And it's almost like Jeff, for a while there, it was almost like Jeff was possessed by this build.
Not possessed. I was obsessed.
Obsessed.
Yeah,
obsessed with this building where he was like, I'm going to go. And he was like going by himself and going, and we're like, you can't go.
Yeah. Cause you can take a self-guided tour of the building during the day and you pick up a piece of paper and it's got points. And it has nothing to do with paranormal. It's just the history of the building.
Right.
So I've gone in there a few times but you can't full on investigate because the basement is not part of the self-guided tour.
Oh, okay.
So, but there was a time where like, oh, the door's unlocked. I can get down here. So I went down there. And,
sneak on down.
Yeah. And that's where, so there's a video. It's a small clip of me in that room with that pentagram painted on the floor. That was when I went down there one time by myself, on the tour, the self-guided tour thing.
Right.
But I mean, there again, nothing against people that are artists, but we all know that artists can be a little weird, right? Into doing goofy stuff. So I think, I do believe that people have tried to do rituals and things like that down in that basement.
Probably.
Yes.
And there's so many people that are in that building that come and go through it, but not only that, but that are in the studios and that. So you don't know what everybody's doing.
Because it's a building where today it's an
art center where they actually like the rooms are all like studios. So people, you have musicians, you have artists, you have, photographers, you have
painters,
poetry, crafts, it's impossible to know exactly what everybody's doing there. Cause some people, it's actually where they hold their businesses, and some people it's a private studio. So you have no idea what's going on in that private studio.
Exactly. Another point that I noticed is that when you were doing the video, you guys noticed that there was a skull that was covered over by some paint because it did show through the paint. The weird thing is, if they just painted over the skull, why didn't they paint over the rest of it?
Maybe it was done at a different time. I don't know. There's, like I said, I want to do a proper investigation with the 2024 Jeff, not the 2017 Jeff. Because like I said, we were all very, very influenced by Ghost Adventures and and stuff like that. So and Ryan was doing Zach Baggins that day.
Yeah, and even with my experience, it was like I was real fresh too. But I was also, when I first went there, it was my awakening time when I did not know. I just was understanding or learning about my abilities. So I was like wide open and not knowing what to do and how to control everything and what to expect. So for me, it was like I was like they just everything wanted to just come at me because
just a newborn there being attacked.
Yeah.
There's Bill. Did you kick out your popsicle stick again, man?
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to find that image that Jeff was talking about, and I I X'd out of the stream. So sorry.
It's all good.
Hi.
So yeah, I mean, someday we will do a proper investigation there. And like I said, 2024 Jeff is different than 2017 Jeff.
Right.
And
So,
really,
because
there's
you've come a long way. You've learned a lot.
Oh yeah,
Your eyes have been opened, technically to what is BS and
yep. And I learned a lot.
Was on.
I learned a lot, with my years, doing the Warren Foundation stuff. Like, okay, there's a lot of people that really believe a lot of stuff that isn't true. And then, and honest to God, I think it was November, December is when I discovered debunkers. And I'm really questioning things, because in that video that I posted about the Collingwood Center, there were things that I thought were EVPs that I didn't put in this video because I don't know now. Right. Was it somebody shuffling their foot that sounded like a growl? Back then when I reviewed the footage, I'm like, that's a growl there, because I thought it was something evil down there. So I didn't even note any of those EVPs because maybe they're not.
Well, Bill has a question about one of those EVPs.
I do.
Are you still with us, Bill, or did you fall asleep?
Yeah, no, what was it?
The question you had about the EVP on the recorder.
Oh, the whore?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
probably not an EVP.
Hi.
2024 Jeff probably says that probably wasn't an EVP.
She goes like this. Where is it? She says, okay, yeah. All right. At 11:02, it says, whore.
Mm-hmm.
And then Melissa whispers, man, it's really burning. So the whore sounds just like when she says, man, it's really burning.
Okay.
So when you pan the camera over to Nicole, horror happens. So then at 11:35, Melissa goes, here, let me rewind this and see if we hear anything. So this is when did you film that? 19 you said?
No, I think it was 2017.
Yeah.
Okay, so 27. This is 2017 Jeff, but 2024 Jeff would go, wait a minute.
Yes.
Because I wrote this down. How convenient that she wants to play her recording back. This is when she has the crazy reaction to the horror whisper. Like you can barely hear it. Like I had my headphones on, my really good ones, my Audio Technicas.
Yeah.
And of course I know what Audio Technicas are.
Oh yeah.
It's hardly audible, but like I turn up, you could hear it, and then the whisper sounds like her whisper as well. And then she doesn't even say, wait, what was that? She knows exactly what it says right away. And she doesn't go, guys, did you hear that? She doesn't try to like see, and she's like whore. Whore. And then let's see, she knows right away, and I just find that odd that she like knew right away. She was so confident of it. I don't what's your thoughts on that one?
I mean, so like here again with this whole video, it's like
I just think Melissa's I smell a rat kind of with her a little bit.
Well, I actually the sound of the voice and her voice sounded the same to me.
Yep. And it's very, very possible that I was duped. I'm not gonna deny that one bit, but at the time being there, and was I overhyped? No. I mean, like
it's not you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have known.
Yep. And I don't want to, and here's the thing too. So when people started watching it, they started putting questions in the comments. They saw the mark at a certain time, and I'm like, okay, that's great. I love people posting that stuff. And I was like, for a second, I was like, should I take this down? And I'm like, no, because then it looks like I'm hiding something. And I'm
exactly.
not like having this conversation about this is great, because I'm not about hiding anything.
Yeah, because dude, even at the end of your video, you are even the same way. You are skeptical at the end of your own video. So that's what I liked about your video.
Yep.
You didn't like end your video like that's it.
Saying that was stone truth, that's it.
Yep. You at the end of your own video were like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You
and
just
like I said too,
all you did was posted a video and said, "Here's what I have."
Yep.
You decide.
What are your thoughts?
So one day Crow told me, he was like, dude, you should post, like, you should create videos with all of your evidence that you've collected through all these cases that you've done. I was
leave
like,
it to the viewer.
But I was like, Crow, that honestly would be 2024. Jeff says that would be a very, very short video, because one, I don't call anything evidence anymore. I will present things that are interesting. As evidence has a very specific definition, and I don't have any evidence. I have some things that are interesting, but not much throughout my whole
you know what?
years.
That's a good idea. Then why don't you just post things that are interesting from the interesting file? You should.
And then right. Well, then you leave it up to the opinion of the viewer.
That's exactly right. And then at the end, you could do exactly what you just did on that video. Go, take it or leave it here, or even a preface, my intro. Listen, guys, here's a thing that I came up with. I figured I'd post it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we had an incident with the Ovulus ones. I think the Ovulus is just crap. It just spews out random words, blah, blah, blah. One time we were at a cemetery investigating the mom of the family name was Story. And this is an Ovulus, so it's not a spirit app, connected to the internet, none of that stuff.
What's that, by the way? I don't know what that thing is.
It's a random word generator.
Okay.
That supposedly the spirits can manipulate to make it say what it wants.
Oh.
But it said within a few minutes of each other, it said Story and Mother, while we were asking questions to the mother of the family that was named Story.
And we were standing by the grave.
That's interesting.
Story.
Yep. That's interesting to me.
And see, that's what I'm thinking. It's the experiment. That's the whole point of it.
Yep.
Because there's going to be that one time that something happens that you're not expecting.
Yep.
And it's got to do with what's good. Like you said, you didn't say the name. You didn't say anything to direct the machinery.
Right.
It just spewed out that. Why did it do it at that specific time?
Mm-hmm.
But then too,
I've had that experience twice.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You said with the app.
With the Charlie name. And actually another time I didn't tell you about, when I was at another cemetery in Steuben, and I was actually standing with my back towards a grave marker, and this name come out, and I turn around, and it was the name that was on the grave marker.
Yep. That's interesting.
Why would it happen at that time?
Yep.
Huh?
But I want to make this clear too, that so what I would go to a private case client with has a way higher standard than like when we were screwing around at that school.
Yeah, I know that, Jeff.
Because
I definitely know that about you. Yeah.
You cannot go scare the crap out of people more than they're already scared. Like it's
right.
Irresponsible. So
yeah, you're at the one I know that about you, that you're different ends of the spectrum. That's why
Paranormal Nightmare bothers me so much, because they're always putting demon in the title, and they've done an investigation in someone's house, and they don't think
problems, Jeff.
Yeah, Boo is kicking me.
Come here.
Spent Collins. So yeah, I had to make that statement, because my ghost hunting and my investigations are completely different.
Yes, absolutely.
Sure. Well, like I said, the more you're educated, the more you learn, the more experience that you go through, it's going to change. You're going to evolve with what's going on. And again, of course, like Debunk there, I spent countless hours watching Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures, and they set the tone for the work. And it was true for what was acceptable.
Yep.
Because we all fell into that. You grew up watching this stuff, and you're thinking, oh boy, but that's not how it works.
Yeah. Yep. And it's like in 2024 too, it's an attention span thing. Back in the day, Ghost Adventures would get 3-4 pieces of evidence every week, which we all know now is like, okay, that's not realistic either. But man, if like Sam and Colby, if you don't get 30 things that happen in an hour episode, like that's a non-video.
They're just paranormal icons.
Yeah, they get crap going on within 30 seconds of them walking.
You've been doing it 20, 30 years, and you've gotten 3 things, and what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, Josh,
can you guys remember, like not for nothing, but sitting on the throne and grabbing for like just to read the toothpaste. Like just
Yep.
what's in the
shampoo
like you're
bottle,
like,
whatever
yeah,
was
you're like,
there.
I got to read something like what's in this shampoo or the toothpaste. You're like, you know, but
Absolutely.
now like that's our attention spans. Now it's like, man, you know, what's on YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, going through reels and seeing what, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Well, you can watch, you know, within a matter of a few minutes, you can watch 20 paranormal TikToks.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're all so short and they're all fake, but you know, it's but that's what people and the sad thing is that's what the younger generation needs to see to be entertained and to keep watching. You know, I like they're not going to want to hear me talk about black mold when I do my video on the school.
And that's what they should know, though.
Right.
Black mold is important.
Yep. But I'm not getting the 20-year-olds watching videos.
Yeah,
putting that
exactly.
in there. But,
yeah, I know.
You're getting some people
I
with
don't
some
care.
intelligence.
Yep.
Because that's the last thing you want to do is go in there and you end up with brain damage because of black mold.
Mm-hmm.
And these kids don't get it. Because I watch a lot of them. The younger kid there, but he started to do it now. That Noah Faraday.
Yeah.
You go into these abandoned homes, they are loaded with white and black mold, no mask.
Yeah.
And that's first thing that pops in my head. What is wrong with this kid?
Yep.
And I know he's changed it up. Now he's wearing the mask because apparently somebody got all over him about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just takes that one time and you're going to end up in the cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even like a lot of them don't pay attention to like when like they're at doing investigations. You have to look at the weather too. Like, are there solar flares going on? Is there like, is there something going on like with
Hi, Wiz.
with
Hey, Wiz,
planets
what's up?
lining up? A lot of that stuff even can affect like things that are happening. And so like the moods and that and like equipment with solar flares, equipment can be acting up. So it's like you really just have to pay attention to
gravitational pull
Yeah.
from the moon can, you know, on a full moon can affect.
Or on the process of what is it, the magnetic flip.
Yeah.
So that's going to cause issues.
Yes.
All right, I got to take
And
2 minutes.
I just
Yeah,
know
go ahead.
from
Go ahead,
my
2 minutes for Jeff.
I know, I just know from my experience that a lot of the like I get affected by a lot of times like the moon cycle, the phases. But whenever we have like solar eclipse or we have anything like the retrogrades and that, it affects me. Like it really affects me. And people would be like, oh, it does. I'm like, I'm telling you, it does. But also working in the medical field, it's funny because people come to me now and they'll be like, is it a full moon? It's like, no, we're 2 days after a full moon, but you can have the effects for 72 hours before and after. So
it is funny how all that does affect people.
Well,
yeah,
you got to remember that, what is there, like 5 liters of blood in us? We're like 78% water. If the moon affects the tides,
it's going to affect you.
It's going to affect the human body.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it really, and especially if you're, like if for me, water's my grounding. So I think that's why it affects, like when we have all these different changes, it affects me. But like solar flares and that, like literally people laugh because when we had Boo, what are you doing? She's actually
taking get on a chair. She's gonna take over Jeff's spot.
No, she's actually getting into his notebook and taking pieces of paper out and putting them on the ground.
She's got a message to write.
No, it's like she wants to get into the tissues that are probably underneath there.
Oh yeah, something.
You know what? We have a dog that if you put a steak down and dirty tissues, he'll eat the dirty tissue.
Dirty tissue.
Oh, Boo would eat both. I mean, literally, we have to put our toilet paper. I had to buy a special toilet paper roll holder for our bathroom because she literally, we can't keep it. The one we had, we couldn't keep down because she would take it. Like when we're on lives, she will literally go and take it and she'll run with it. And I kid you not, she's gone through probably in a year. She's gone through one of those big Costco packs of toilet paper.
Oh, wow.
Boo, leave it alone.
Well, I found out my dog likes to eat dryer sheets.
Oh, Boo eats literally. She came home from daycare the other day with a box. Jeff's like, they thought she ate a rabbit, like a real rabbit, because it was fur.
Ooh.
So I'm like,
tasty.
What? So, so I'm like, okay, because Jeff's like, I ain't looking at it because it was puked up. And so I look at it, it was 5 parts to toys between our house and daycare that she had chewed up. Like she chews like the arms or like the ears and the things off of them.
Right.
So she had five pieces in there. I'm like, how did you guys not see that was purple, green, and orange in there? It wasn't a
Right.
rabbit, but we have issues with rabbits right now. And so it's like, that was legit that it could have been a rabbit, but yeah. So she eats anything and everything. So, but usually when we're on our lives is when she gets into stuff for us.
Gets into
Look
trouble.
at that little dog.
There's Bill's little
Yeah, we don't
little
have
dust
little
mop.
dogs.
Little
None
dust mop
None
there.
of our dogs are little. All our dogs are big. Well, the littlest one, well, Boo's about 60 pounds. Bubba's about 50 pounds. So, but then when my daughter's dog was here, she was 130 pounds. So,
Right. So yeah. Well, you guys know I have a German Shepherd and she's a tank.
yeah.
Just a
But-
big. Let's see. Wiz says the moon affects gravity of water. Not sure if that's actually scientifically affects the brain. See, that's nobody really knows. That's the thing. What's debunk the junk say here? Experiments on water crystals and human emotion is absolutely fascinating.
See, and that's funny too. Okay, this is random. This is a randomly thing,
Squirrel.
and people can. Yeah, this is. So, has anybody ever had moon water?
Moon water? No.
Moon water. Okay, so what moon water is, and I actually do this, and I don't know, it is different. You can take water and put it. You can take a bottle of water, or you can take like water in a jar. Water in a jar is better than in a bottle. But you, on a full moon, you take it out the night before a full moon and you let it go through the full moon. And then you take the next night. So like basically 3 nights, you let your water sit out there and it like the moon charges it. Now, mind you, the water tastes different the next day. I think it's in my head now, but it does taste different after it charges. So it can be weird. I don't know, but it does. And a lot of people do believe in doing the moon water and then clean it. Also, this is another weird random thing with water. I will put at certain times of the year, I will take water and I will put a coin in it.
It's a he.
It's I will
Hey, don't be exposing his parts.
Just barely.
but I will put water, a coin, and garlic in it for certain reasons as well.
Yes.
So it's just random things that I do. Just like I blow first of the month, I blow cinnamon from my door.
Everybody's loving the dog, Bill.
Yep.
Yeah, he's only 5 pounds.
Yeah, it must be nice to have a 5-pounder.
My wife was like, I want a little dog. I've had huskies, a Nikita, and I didn't want him, but he's attached to me and I'm attached to him.
Yeah, well, Boo is technically Jeff's dog, but she's my dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's usually how it works. And
Yep.
we also I didn't want a cat. I don't not necessarily not like cats, but I'm highly allergic.
Yeah.
But our cat adopted us and came onto our porch.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now like I love our cat. So.
Yeah, we would probably have a cat because and actually we went to the last time Boo was to the vet, they had a black cat. And he was the sweetest little kitten. And he was for adoption, and Boo actually liked him and was going up to the cage and playing with them. But if I'm so severely allergic to cats.
I
Literally, I can't.
Me too. I'm telling you what, all I did was stayed away from it. And you're going to think I'm lying and you're going to be like, yeah, but not me. I outgrew my allergies.
Well, so yeah,
I
see,
think you can become immune to it.
Yeah, you can.
Yep.
But because my daughter, that happened with her with milk and red dye when she was little. She was allergic to red dye and milk, and we cut that out of our diet for 2 years. And she can have all the milk and dairy and everything she wanted. My youngest was allergic to latex when she was younger, went from birth, was allergic to latex. And she's outgrown her allergy and can eat bananas now and eat, not a lot, but she can eat bananas and be around balloons. unfortunately, my allergies continue to get worse. But
Oh, yeah.
I was older. I was like in my 20s when I found out about all my allergies. And so I have a lot of food and environment allergies. Like I'm allergic to latex, so I can't have latex based foods and like seafood, fish.
Oh, yeah, my
And
dad is too.
and then I have weird reactions to certain medications. So it's just, but mine just keep getting worse as I get older. But cats and certain dogs, certain fur on dog, like long haired dogs, I can't do, but
Yeah.
short haired dogs I can do. But I can't, like right now we laugh because in the spring, usually about April, end of April to into May, my face starts breaking out, and it's all because it's environmental outdoor allergies. Like
Yeah.
everything, even if I take an allergy pill. So my face breaks out from like April until like August, and then it starts clearing up.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
the
I have
good
the
thing
same
is
issue. I have one eye that always
hair,
waters
so-
all the time.
Yeah.
All right, get lost.
That's it. Cute show's over. Get the boot.
One thing I think I want to do, thinking about this for a second while you guys are all talking allergies and animals, I'm going to pin this video on the Collingwood video I did. I'm going to pin the link to this show
Okay.
to where, if people want further discussion on it, because, the questions that were raised were very good. I got to go back and watch that now.
So yeah, we made
Again,
it. Like I
I
said,
really do.
Bill pulled it up, and I'm thinking, well, no, because I had the basic questions that I was going to ask you about
Yep.
the investigation. But then when he watched it and then started picking out these things, I'm thinking, oh yeah, let me see what you're talking about. And like I said, he had everything time stamped, and I agree with him. I'm thinking, yep, these are things that we need to bring up, because it just didn't make any sense. And I said, it's something I guarantee you that Jeff did not notice.
Right.
At
She
the
was
time.
really, she was really stuck on the breathing thing too. She was like, I mean, like she was like, hear that breathing? And I'm like, yeah, well, it's you. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of was like, I mean, she was like, and no one else was like on her breathing bandwagon. I kind of thought.
I think, to be honest with you, I think the breathing was me, because I'm a very heavy breather, and I've heard myself on recorders.
Yeah, and she
You
was
know,
like,
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
she was like, you hear that breathing? And she goes, and it couldn't be anybody else because nobody was that close. And I'm like thinking,
Well, I noticed at one point
have it
too
in your
that
hand.
Nicole had noticed that she said "ow" at one point and held her arm out, and she
Yeah.
checked quick and didn't. And
there was nothing there.
saw.
Yeah.
And was that a hypersensitive thing because all this hype was going on,
Right.
Yeah, like for example, like I just like my garage like had like an ant infestation, and like little tiny black ants.
Yeah.
And to anybody who thinks that they don't bite, they do. So
Yeah.
like they were like, one was like on me, like I felt stinging, and I'm like,
Yep.
wow. I'm like, and then like as I was like cleaning them off and stuff, I felt like wicked, like ugh. Like,
Yep.
and then like, so I'm wondering if like Nicole, she was like,
Yeah.
and then like they were both like going, like freaking out, like, was that like just
Right, overemphasizing what
yeah,
was
like getting
going
in their
on.
head, because
Yep.
I know like sometimes when I'm out like at night, when I'm out like in my shop working on something and not recording, I'm like, sometimes I'll watch like The Haunted, and like I'm out there at like midnight, right? And like
Yeah.
my shop is not connected to the house. So like I'll walk like from the shop down to the house.
Be
and
freaking out.
Yeah, dude. And I'm always like, all right, is there a skinwalker
Yeah,
like
yep,
following me?
yep.
Is it gonna go, boo?
It's a coyote.
No, there's nothing there. No,
Yeah.
there's nothing there.
But you're psyching yourself up.
Right.
Right.
But sometimes
Yep.
I'm like, all right, this time I'm gonna watch like episodes of Seinfeld and like
Yeah.
the laughter and stuff. And I could like totally just walk down to the house, no problem. Nothing's
Yep.
following me.
Yeah.
So in my head, it's whatever, has sunk into my head. I have no problem if I watch the Seinfeld episode.
Yeah. In one of my videos, I don't remember which one, but I do talk, I do show some videos of like the power of suggestion.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's what I meant to say.
Is
Yep.
that, the experiments that they've done is the power of suggestion is massive. It can
Sure.
really, really influence a lot of people.
Yeah. It's I think they did
yeah.
that. They did like a group of
Yeah.
people, like say 20 people were sitting at a table, and they said, I don't think this was it, but how many states were there? And everybody, and there 19 of them were planted and one wasn't.
Okay.
And how many states are there? There's 51. And the guy was like, there's 50. And
Yeah.
they were like, no, there's 51.
Yep.
He was finally like, yeah, okay, yeah, there's 51.
Yep.
even though there's 50, he was like, no, they convinced him there's 51 because he's like second guessing himself. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
is there really
This is
51? Yeah.
I think the one that I included, it was, they would tell like a group of 10 people or a group of 20 people, they would give 10 people actual caffeinated coffee.
Yeah.
And the other
right.
10 was decaf.
Right.
But they still performed the same as the ones that had the caffeine because they thought they were getting caffeinated coffee.
Exactly.
So I mean, it was really good video. And I wish I remembered what video I put that in.
But yeah, the mind is a very powerful thing,
Yeah.
and if
Yep.
you're convinced of one thing,
Yep.
that's how you're going to see it.
Yeah.
Which
Yep.
brings me to this question: that girl Sarah,
Yeah. Crowd
she
mentality.
claimed that it was because Bill had pointed this out. They claimed that it was a demonic entity,
Mhm.
not an evil spirit.
Right.
I would like to know what her qualifications are to bring her to that judgment or that call, I should say. And then referencing a taste in her mouth. What taste was that?
Yeah, like I said, I kind of want to avoid giving my opinions on Sarah. Just
Okay,
because
so
I just
say no more than brother.
I just
we've
don't
got
want
it then.
I don't want to stir up old shit, and that's if she were to see this by some, trust me, it's not worth the headache.
Oh,
But
no
I mean,
problem yet.
I think everybody that's watched up to this point can kind of gauge my thoughts and feelings.
Okay.
Well, there was one thing
get out there.
There was
Yep.
one thing with Ryan's phone. Like he said that like so Ryan's phone dies at like towards the end. It was like 28 at timestamp 28:27.
Yep.
He goes, my phone, it just killed my phone, whatever it was. And then she says that's because it's like or whatever she said. It doesn't really matter what she said.
Yep.
But he said that he claimed that it killed his phone. But at 25:57, he already said that his battery was low because the flash wasn't working.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
You know?
and when you run an app like that, like a thermal imaging app,
It like kills
it's
your battery.
going to kill your battery. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so I thought that was just a little odd.
But there again, I wanted to leave that as raw as possible. Just
And that's the way we like it because
Right.
then this is
yeah,
where you pick out
totally,
these
dude.
things.
Yeah, that's what like again, that's what I like about your channel too, and that's what I like about the video. I totally like the video, and then I totally like how you come in at the end and do what you did.
Yeah.
And then
because like I said, that was more 2024, Jeff. But obviously, I haven't looked at it well enough. But I mean,
So now we got you something to think about and check out.
we're really
I
honestly,
told him, I said, you weren't going to get offended because you're going to think, okay,
no.
what did I miss?
in the last 5-6 months since I really started down this path of watching debunking channels and things like that, I've questioned like, okay, so
Puerto Rico is not a state, but it's part of the United States.
I've questioned like, have I presented crap evidence to clients? That's my biggest fear is, have I ever shown somebody an EVP that maybe isn't? You know what I mean? Maybe it was.
Yeah.
Because one thing I've noticed watching a lot of stuff, if you cover your eyes when they play the EVP in a video, you can't hear it. But if your eyes are open and the words are on the screen, that's all you can hear.
And we actually did that in a class to prove that.
Yeah. Like if you take, because a lot of the people will say, it's saying, my name is Bill. If you cover your eyes and don't watch my name is Bill on the screen, you can't even pick up anything. But if you're watching it and you see the words on the screen, that's all you can hear in that EVP is my name is Bill. You know what I mean?
See, with you saying that's weird because if I close my eyes and I'm listening to something, my hearing is intensified.
But
you probably won't hear it.
This is
or at least that way.
Yeah. Women and men hear things differently because we actually did this to prove in a class too, that we played something that we knew, but the way it was worded, it was like to see if men and women heard it different because he'll play an EVP and I hear something totally different than he hears.
And we'll like not argue, but
we'll debate
I'll be like,
for quite
how
some
the
time.
hell do you not hear it like this?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's like,
so then
I get it.
But then we take it to other people and tell them to listen. And ironically funny, all the female hear it the same way I hear it, and the men all hear it the same way as he.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Mm-hmm. But we also learned that women and men hear on different levels.
Well, I think
Yeah.
not just men and women, but people have
Yeah, yeah.
sweet spots in their hearing,
Right.
in frequencies.
And
Like,
hence little kids have theirs
Oh,
is so
yeah.
much better
Yeah.
than
Yep.
as you get older.
That's the
Yep.
megahertz. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I think, that's another theory too that people say is that why do kids see so much? It's because, let's say we can see on this spectrum as adults, kids can see a little bit beyond
Oh yes.
that. So
Well, because they're not jaded yet.
yes,
Mhm.
yep, that, and they're not, it takes a long time of telling them, oh, you didn't see that, you didn't see that, you didn't see that,
Right.
before they finally start not seeing it. So
Right.
I
So
mean,
they're programmed and then they didn't
Right.
see it.
yep.
So what's Elby says? Elby says, I know on Coast to Coast. I love Coast to Coast.
I
Yeah.
do too.
He's
They
gone,
always
isn't
play
he?
EVPs, and
Yeah.
I just hear noise until they suggest what it says.
Yep.
Then I can hear it.
Yep. And that was my point, is that when someone tells you what it says, then you're like, oh yeah, that's what I hear.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
if they put the words on the screen. There was a Paranormal Nightmare video I watched recently where they were, this really bothers me. They were doing missing persons cases. So they went to a case. It was not too far from us in Monroe, Michigan. And they were out there with their spirit box trying to find out where this girl was, or answers to who killed her. It was a story of a little girl that was killed. Horrible story. But they're out there with their spirit box,
Hey,
putting the words on the screen.
No.
And when they put that on there, you can hear it. But if you shut your eyes and not watch it, you can't hear anything.
Right.
They were turning just radio static into yes and no answers. Like, it was so disgusting. And this girl's parents still live there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they ever found the guy that killed her.
Mm-mm.
But to do that in an active case is just gross.
Yeah. I hate that.
Yep. And they did it recently to another missing
Sickens
person
me.
that they still haven't found. They're out there trying to, from their house, do a spirit box session to find out where this kid is. It's like, you guys are, that's gross, man. That's
Well, they're
exploitation.
taking the opportunity.
Yeah.
That's exploitation at its finest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's why I like what you do and what the people that Laura has on this, channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I've, people like Joe and stuff like that. Like, I always learn from everybody I listen to.
Yeah.
There's always something to learn from somebody.
That's right.
So-
Every day is a learning experience.
Yeah.
And the day that I say I got it figured out, just, shut my channel down, cancel me, whatever, because that's a,
Oh, he froze up on us.
Wow. For the first time,
Ooh.
somebody else froze up, Laura.
He'll be back.
Oh, there
I
he
think
is.
He's got a popsicle stick.
Yeah.
no, boo tapped something.
Yeah.
Oh. We have
Sure.
popsicle stick problems. We have boo problems.
Pops. That's going to be the inside joke now. The popsicle.
That's
stick.
right. How's
Yep.
the popsicle stick, Bill?
Great. Great.
It's your own fault. You set
I
yourself
know.
up for that one.
I know. I should have said
That's
craft
good.
stick. Does that
Nah.
even sound any better? That doesn't even
No.
sound
No,
better.
that
does
doesn't sound any better.
it? Craft
Doesn't
stick.
sound like you're saying crap.
Craft stick. Yeah. All right. Popsicle stick sounds better.
Yep. Say it was a grape one.
Yeah.
Great crap stick. Let's see. She says, when they tell you it pollutes what you hear because it puts into your mind what they say you should hear.
Absolutely.
Hey, that rhymes.
Yep.
You're a
Talent.
poet. You didn't even know it.
But yeah, that's that power of suggestion again.
Yeah.
Like I said, I could play you EVPs, and if you take the words off the screen, you won't hear it. But as soon
Hey,
as
you
you put it on, it's like, that's what it
You
says.
should do videos on that. Go.
I
hey, I want
will
you to cover
eventually.
your eyes.
Yep.
And then now I'm going to put
Tell me
on
what
the
you hear.
screen.
Right.
Yeah. You should
Yep.
do. Dude, you'd have like all sorts of videos pumping out of your channel.
Yep. I've got lots of video ideas, but one
So do
problem I
I.
fall into is I always try and outdo the last one. So I mean, I always try and do some kind of funny intro, or I take that back with this. So I interviewed that exorcist today. That video is going to be easy to produce because there's not going to be any humor in that.
There
That's
goes
going
Laura.
to be
I'm still here.
Oh,
that's going to be a video that's, you know, dead serious. We're not joking in this one, so I don't have to create some kind of funny thing in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. So it's, you know, that's going to be straightforward. There's a lot of really, really good info in that the paranormal world needs to hear the truth about, you know, excuse me, whether you believe in demons or not, or believe in God or not, or believe in Christianity or not, demons are a Christian thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's part of the whole Christian story.
You saw my interview, so you know that I'm all the above for that one. Yeah.
Right. So, you know, I don't want people to go after this guy saying, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, but this is from the context of Christianity and Catholicism, and demons are a part of that religion and that world. I mean,
absolutely.
Muslims have jinns, which are basically the same thing, but their version, you know. Jewish people probably have, I don't know what they would have, the same thing, or I don't know, but
they would have demons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're Old Testament and New Testament. So it'd be, you know, the same thing. Yeah.
Yep. So it's all, you know, a lot of the paranormal people don't have Christian beliefs. So, you know, they may be upset with what this guy has to say, but, you know, they've got to take it from the lens of Christianity.
I agree. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's a good way to look at it. Because like when I did my interview with Laura, like people, that's why I handled my interview with kid gloves, because for the sake of Laura's interview, you know, I could have worded things more strongly for the sake of my beliefs, but I wanted the interview to go a certain ways, not to offend anybody.
Yep.
But I also want to make Christianity not be harmful.
Yes.
Because the tongue could be like a poisonous snake, you know, and I don't want it. I didn't want it to hurt feelings either. So you don't want to come off like an arrogant,
right? Well, you're not here to preach, you know. It's
yeah, exactly. That's what I didn't want to do.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the thing too, is that, you know, a lot of people think Christians are haters, because a lot of Christians are haters, but it's not. The religion is not about judging people in rules and, you know.
Right. Very judgmental. And that's one thing, you know, you're taught you're not supposed to be judgmental, but everybody is to a certain degree.
Yep.
I don't care what religion or what belief you follow.
Right. Yep.
It is just a human condition that we judge.
Yep.
And it just comes out of your mouth.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
And you know, as much as you try, it happens. So that's all you can do.
Yep.
But as far as, it's like the investigations and all of that, it is all in a learning experience. I've always made this statement that none of us are professionals.
No.
In the paranormal field.
Except for Kenny Biddle. He actually gets paid to do it, so therefore he's technically a professional.
Well, I don't even consider that professional.
Right.
Because I think we're professional in our own experiences. Until there is documented proof.
Yeah.
Then you could say, okay, that person did it. They are professional. I mean, you know, we're all professional in what we're doing, but I don't think that we're all students.
Yes. Yep. That's what I said earlier.
No matter how many years we've done this, we're all students, because no matter what investigation you go on, or whatever you're doing in this field, you're going to find something new.
Yeah. Yep.
And we have to look at it that way.
All of my views from 5 years ago or not all of them, but a lot of them are totally different than they were 5 years ago on everything. I mean,
because the light has been turned on to what basically is real.
Because I've got a lot more experience. I've got a lot more cases under my belt. I've seen a lot
how to
more,
handle it.
I've seen a lot more BS that, like, okay, I would have believed that 5 years ago, but I don't know.
Well, just like you said, like when you've seen these big channels and these people doing this stuff, and you always used to be, wow, oh wow. And then when the debunkers come on the scene, I was floored. I'm thinking, oh wow, why? How did I not see that?
Yep. Well, because I would watch.
We choose not to see it.
Yep. I would watch. Well, like I said earlier, with that Warren stuff, with that picture of the ghost boy, I never questioned it. I thought, man, that is one of the greatest pictures of the paranormal I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
And then when Kenny Biddle broke that down, it's like, God dang, you're right.
He's
Like,
amazing. He's
oh my
amazing.
gosh. My eye,
Tell me
like,
he was playing with his popsicle stick again.
yeah.
Yeah. My you know, these GoPros get hot and then the battery died.
Oh,
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
super hot, I tell you. Ow! Just kidding. It's not that hot.
We're heating it up.
were you burned
Hey.
by a demon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demon.
Oh God, don't say that. His wife will shut everything down.
Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta go get more coffee.
Oh, all right. Give me some
Gotcha.
too.
All right.
Oh yeah, you know, and I don't want him to get in trouble with the wife.
Yeah.
No.
Let's see. What is this here? Don't know how many times I was told that I was going to hell because I had a pentagram necklace.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I grew up, I was told that there were no such thing as ghosts and spirits. It's all demonic. That's how I was raised until I was, I mean, let's see.
Yeah, a lot of them. Well, actually, I think Bill was told that as well.
Yeah. And it's like,
Um,
I don't believe that anymore. And there's been no pastor to show me where that's biblical. You know, there's one verse that they use, but that doesn't, I mean, I understand it says don't use divination, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of things in the Bible that, you know, I get and it makes sense, but no pastor's ever shown me any proof that spirits are, you know, anything paranormal is demonic,
right.
because I don't believe that anymore. I've seen way too much and witnessed.
Well, not for,
too much.
a lot of religions don't condone what we're doing. Period.
Yes. Yep.
Uh,
I don't share like this show. I shared it on our Facebook page for Boo, the team.
right.
I don't put it on my personal page because every time I post anything paranormal, I get messages from old school people that I used to go to school with or family members. They just,
Right.
you don't know what you're doing. You're playing with this. You're going to go to hell. You know, it's like, no, I mean,
no.
yep. You know, in one pastor, the last church I went to, he's like, you can't do this. It's demonic. You're going to go to hell. But it's like, someone needs to help these people. Why do you want them to go get help from, say, you know, a witch? Like,
Right.
why not? I mean, Christians should be helping these people.
Right.
I mean, it, not only Christians, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a place for Christians to do this work.
Yes, there is. Yes,
Right.
even if they're just there to help pray
Mhm.
at the moment and the time there.
Yep.
I don't see any harm in that whatsoever.
Yep.
And it's automatically goes, it's demonic. Well, if you look at it that way, then you shouldn't even go to the cemetery
Yeah. Yep.
to visit your loved ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So there's always two sides to it, and it
Mhm.
always goes to the negative side of it.
Yep.
And it's not like you said, like you're not doing rituals.
No,
No.
I don't do any of that
You know,
stuff.
you're walking through, you know, and then after nothing, you're just talking to yourself into thin air.
Yeah. Yep.
You do that at home, just talking to yourself, you know,
Yep.
or like I said, you're going to a cemetery to visit loved ones, and there's
Mhm.
benches at cemeteries
Yeah.
where people actually spend the day.
Yep.
And just talking.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you want to get into that category, it's the same thing. And what are they going to say? Oh, well, you know, you're conjuring up, you know, the dead or the demons. No, you're
Yeah.
just talking.
Yep.
And I think they just take it to a level that they shouldn't even be taken to.
Yeah.
Unless you are doing those kinds of, you know, demonic voodoo, you know, crazy things, then, you know, okay.
Then you're asking for it, you know.
Yeah,
If you start,
I can see that.
yeah, you get your, I mean, we had a case where this guy lost his grandmother, and his grandma was a big Baptist churchgoer, you know, and he was a churchgoer, and you know, his grandma passed away from natural causes. Well, he got pissed off at God and actively looked into casting spells on all the doctors that were involved. Like, he really got into dark stuff.
Right.
And he opened a door that he, you know, shouldn't have. And it, you know, we helped him through a lot through prayer and things like that. But I mean, he eventually got to where he could go to church, and he's back into going to church now, which is good but that took a year to get him there.
Yeah.
Right.
It was, but I mean, he really did open doors that he shouldn't have. And the paranormal experiences that he was having, it was very, very dark and bad.
Right.
So, but there again, he opened the door. So,
right. And it could have been just, dark spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no confirmation of what it was, but, a lot of anger out there. And the anger has to go somewhere.
Sorry, I had to do a beef jerky.
My dinner.
How dare you be eating something?
I'm sorry.
Well, if it was crow, you'd hear the crunch, munch, munch.
Yeah, maybe I should just do what he does and turn my camera off.
Yeah, then just pay right out.
Yep. Then he stops and yells at his cats.
Talk about eating. What's Mr. Bill got going on there?
I just cannot believe that Jeff is eating something. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's just a cheese Danish. I apologize.
Cheese Danish and none for us.
It really is carbs and coffee.
Oh, jeez. See how we rate.
Okay, so I really didn't go just get coffee. I really got a cheese Danish and coffee.
Cheese Danish.
Look at Boo Berry on that Kenny Biddle video. The link for
There you go. Yeah, check it out. You guys always remember, if you're not subscribed to Jeff, make sure you like and everything that you got to do. Hit all the bells and whistles.
I am. I'm subscribed.
Yep.
Same thing with Bill's channel, Carburetors and Coffee.
Thank you.
Learn a little bit of automotive education
And some
coffee.
some comedy.
Yeah.
There's always a little comedy in there.
So if there were videos of me doing car work, it would not be comedy. It would be vile anger with
dude, listen,
a lot of swearing.
I gotta tell everybody.
Cars and cussing with Jeff.
Carbs and
that's what it would be.
That's a great listen.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you,
And plumbing.
Plumbing too.
so listen, I gotta preface things first off. I'm a Christian, okay, but I wasn't always a Christian. My wife's been a Christian since she's been out of the womb, okay. Like I when I say a Christian, I mean a born again Christian. I went to Catholic schools and stuff, right? But like I wasn't really like a Christian. But I'm a Christian simply because I'm a terrible person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Christian because I need like Jesus in my life. The reason why I'm saying that, Jeff, is because when I do my videos, the stuff that it ends up on the cutting room floor, I would love to put bloopers in, but people would go, "That guy's not a Christian," because I send bloopers to like my best friend, and it's me like using bad language.
The F-bombs are flying.
You betcha.
That doesn't make you a bad Christian.
Like, for example, well, okay, that's your opinion. I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
You're a human being.
But I have the check in my spirit to go, you shouldn't be talking like that.
If you
okay, but hang on a second. Let me finish the thought. I know the word salad's coming out, but what I do, it ends up on the cutting room floor. But there's like the last video I did with like the 4-wheeler, like I was pushing it onto and in that video, like it's like fast motion, but it falls off the lift, and then I have to like make a plywood lift, and like it falls off, but it's like fast motion. So in it goes like that.
Yeah.
But to me going, mother effer. But like you can't tell because it's going like that.
Yeah. Right.
And so I'm like, I better like just chop that audio out of there.
Oh, we got to get a hold of that part.
Yeah, there's music playing over top of it, so you would never know. But I still chop it out of there and like just delete it. But like, yeah, like I am not like proud of it, but I still, it's just like, dude, like there's blood coming off my knuckles and stuff, and like I have like severe arthritis, so like I can only work for like 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I'm pushing stuff out there, and it's like I am like dying. So like I am miserable, but I hit record and I'm like, hi, you know?
Yeah.
Right. So
I
see,
put
there's a reason for the MF bomb.
yeah, it makes me feel better. Not
That's the
like,
whole point.
yeah, I'm always like every morning I'm like, God, I am so sorry, you know.
Everybody laughs because I always say I should really, when Jeff is doing editing for videos, or if he's working on a car, I really need to videotape it because it is
Comedy
so,
hour.
No, the video.
the videos. He scares the dog. The dog, like one that's terrified. Oh, Boo! No, you don't need that. The dog that's terrified of like the thunder, not Boo, the other one, Bubba.
Yeah.
He literally
Hi, Banana. Welcome.
we gotta put the lid on the jerky there. So he's gonna get it. He'll just be like, "Sah!" and it just and the dog goes and hides because it's just, and I'm like, what?
Because you snap.
Any video of me doing auto mechanics would be like, if I were to cut out all the swearing, I'd open the hood, and that would be the end of the video.
And because from then and out, it's like
Yep.
Why you? Yeah.
Yep.
This is how bad. Okay, this is kind of funny because I had to have my wiper blades changed, and Jeff was going to do it, but we had to go get an oil change. And I said, "Should I just have them do it?"
He's
he
like,
goes,
"Yeah."
"No, I'll do it." He was like, "No, I'll do it." I'm like,
he's like,
then
"F
we
yeah."
got there. When we got there, he's like, "Just have them do it." I'm like, "Okay," because it was just like easier than having because it was just that one time he'll get so mad. So he was just like, "Just do it. Just have them."
Well, my van was broke down since December.
I was gonna ask you about your van. I know you said something was wrong.
I just got it running. I took it to a mechanic
him
like
months ago to just go get it taken care of. No, he had to do it himself. And after multiple times, plus a friend coming over to do it, about it, it sat there. And then he took it and he goes, "Oh, that wasn't that bad." I'm like,
well, I mean, it was. I'm a cheapskate, so it was $850 to get it fixed. But there was a sensor that was burning up the fuel pumps, is what it was, because it wasn't. It was keeping it running very, very high constant. He said something. It was some kind of temperature sensor, because he had it running for a while, and that's the same thing I had. I had it running for a while, then it shut off and wouldn't start again because it was burning up fuel pumps. So I thought it was electrical. He said, nope, it was this sensor, and it's been running for a couple weeks now. So,
that's good.
Yep.
Well, thank God for that, man.
Fine.
I would.
Remember, guys, if you have any questions for Jeff or Dana, please just
we're talking.
Comments.
Yeah.
You be quiet, or I'm taking you out.
We're talking cussing in cars.
Save it for your show.
Laura's like, Bill's not going to co-host anymore.
No, you're doing great. So see, now we know how you're going to do on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but I do think the Bible allows for cussing when you're doing auto mechanics.
There is. I think it's in Proverbs. I think. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Somewhere in there. It may be cryptic, but it's definitely in there.
You have to look for it.
Yeah.
I haven't found it yet, but I know it's in there. I gotta ask my pastor.
Maybe it's the Book of Mormon. I don't know.
Lately, though, he's been going outside of that realm, though, because I've been having him do a lot of projects. And I did catch him on what he said it to somebody about, Dana's got another project for me. And I
don't remember that.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since, but we've been redoing our whole house. And so it's like,
Oh, that's Swear City.
It's so painful to not do it. Like, I've gone like mother, and I'm like, and I'm like trying to hold it in, and it actually hurts more.
Yep. So here's a funny story, the true story. So I went back to church. I don't know. Let's say 12 years ago. I don't remember when it was. I didn't swear. I'm telling you God's honest truth. I did not swear one time for 3 years.
Wow.
And then there was one day, man, like
you saved it up.
Exactly. That F-bomb that came out was 3 years worth of swearing all at one time. And it was, So, yep. I thought I was going to go to hell if I swore. And so,
I tell you what, man, when I do it, like, I mean, my wife is my balance. Like, I don't use the words like yin and yang, but really we really are. Like, I envision like the weight thing. Like, she is my balance.
Yeah.
Right.
Because she keeps me in check. And so that definitely helps.
Yep.
Like, she like reminds me how terrible I am, and then I realize, yeah, you're right. And so,
Oh,
do you
you're
guys
not
need marriage
Jeff,
terrible.
well,
counseling?
wait, Jeff has.
well, we
learned
all are.
something.
We're all born sinners. So.
Jeff has learned something recently, though. If some certain person tells you something, do you listen now?
Most of the time, but I'm still so stubborn.
Yeah, but dude, that's good. If you have somebody, if you can have like a brother, like usually, if you can have somebody that helps you, say like, dude, you shouldn't have done that, and you trust them to go like.
Let's be clear.
Right.
She's talking about herself.
Oh,
He's
yeah, that don't work.
Yeah, no, he had a couple times I said, I don't think it's a good idea. And he's like, and then afterwards he's like, yeah, you're right. It wasn't a good idea. And I'm like, I told you so.
Yeah, but that like took like 3 weeks later, right?
No, it was like not even 24 hours.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
What did you try to like break a record like over Niagara Falls or something?
No, I posted a video in the members only side that like I wish people weren't jerks because I want everybody to watch this video because it's a true interview with a residential case.
Oh,
okay.
But I didn't get their permission to post it, even though I blurred them out and all this other stuff. It's like,
And that's
I
one
have
of our
enemies.
rules. One of our main rules. You need to get permission before you do anything.
Right.
And it was like, no, you broke that. No, you shouldn't
So
be doing
I
it. And
pulled
I'm
the
like,
video.
I got a
I
bad
have-
feeling. And
I have enemies now, so like they could have potentially got that, screen recorded it, and played it for everybody. Even though, because we've got a pretty tight group on my membership side of the channel.
But you
Right.
never know.
But people are getting in there now that I don't know. So
yeah.
it's like I had to pull the video, and she told me the night before, don't post it. And I was like, I felt weird anyway, and I knew she was right, but I really want people to see what reality is.
Yeah.
Right.
I want people to see these real cases and why it's not cool for these ghost hunting teams to go in there and tell people crap. You know what I mean? Because these people are scared to death, and I wanted people to see that. But yeah,
Right.
Wendy called me out on that too. I think she was one that made a comment in the video, and it was, so I pulled it.
Yeah, because even the next morning I woke up and I started, I'm like, I told you not to do it. And
so I posted one video of mine. I scrapped a BMW X3, and the guy that came up to get it, he pulls up and he's got a trailer and everything, and I'm on my property, and of course I'm doing it for my YouTube channel. And I go, hey, do you have any? He's like a younger dude. I go, do you have any problem being on video? He goes, no, I don't have a problem. And I go, okay, cool, because I do a YouTube channel. He goes, oh, nothing like that. And I go, well, what's the problem? He goes, well, I got my kid in the truck, and he wants to get out. I go, well, just keep him in the truck.
Bye,
And,
Elby. Thanks for joining.
See you, buddy. He goes, well, he wants to look out the back of the truck and watch the car get winched down. I'm like, well, I'll just face the camera this way. I go, you know what? That's cool. Never mind.
Yeah.
So when the dude left, I started biatching to the camera. And I was going to put it on the channel. I was going, yeah, the dude was like, he started like complaining, saying he didn't want, and I caught all that out. Like that went on the scrap floor because I was thinking, what if that dude, because he goes, well, what's the name of your YouTube channel? I go, well, does it matter now? Because I figured, well, you don't want to be on the channel, so why do you want to know the name of my channel? So I figured I didn't even tell him the name of my channel, because I was kind of like doing a tit for tat thing with him. And then I was thinking, well, what if he typed in like BMW X3 and he found, just so happened to stumble upon my episode, right?
Yep.
And then he sees me sort of biatching about him not wanting to be on it.
Yeah.
And then now he knows where I live. And I was thinking, you know what? Why make an episode about that? So all I did was when he left, I caught him leaving with the BMW on the trailer, and I was like, "Don't do that."
Yep.
So,
yeah. I mean,
so I was just now I'm like so careful about what I do. But now people like will write in the comments, like friends will be like, "Hey, you shouldn't put your license plates on you," and I'm like, "Why?" They're like, "I drive around with them." Like, what am I going to do? Start blurring out my plates and stuff? Like, I'm not going to get that anal about my
well,
stuff.
if you start debunking stuff, Like,
Oh,
I
dude, I'm not gonna do that.
Plate, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like do any videos like that or nothing like that.
Because there's definitely people that will try and find out who you are, and I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
look at Sarah from Fantastique with.
I know. Oh,
I mean, that guy. Oh, what a dick.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
I only
I'd
heard
like
a little
to
bit
give
about
him a
that.
big smack.
Oh, he was so proud of doxing her with her personal Facebook page, and
I
mean,
love it that the side-eye guy went
Yeah.
after him.
Yep. Well, I was going to, but he already did, so I was like, no,
Yeah.
like, because that. I mean, I went after the one guy for what he said about Joe and Dawn with the proposal. That
Yeah, I spoke out about that too.
Yeah, like I said, don't mess with my friends. I don't like that. You can say
it's
what
just
you want about me.
ridiculous. They had nothing on them, so they had to pick out something ridiculous or personal moment and trash it.
Yep. But I mean, if I didn't have ethics, you guys would not believe the videos that I could produce. I'm telling you right now. Like I got a lot of stuff that I want to show, but I can't. I really can't because of my ethics. And so the last Paranormal Nightmares video that I did, that person that called me to tell me their experience with them, she totally wanted me to do it, blur her out, disguise her voice, all that other stuff. I know, but they have contacted me again and they want to tell the story on camera, and I'm telling him, no, you don't. Like you don't want that heat. You don't want it, because their fans are nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And if you come on there and talk crap about them, they're gonna find out who you are and where you live. And I mean, they're just bad people. A lot of them. Wow. Obviously not all of them, but I mean, there is, and I keep advising him, like, you don't want to go public with this and show yourself on camera. So
you're right, Wendy. He's a terrible person.
Yeah.
Now, who's that guy?
No, Wendy did save me. She made a comment up earlier.
Oh, they're talking about a person that is from My Haunted Hotel. I'll come right out and say it.
Yeah.
Danny. Danny. He's nobody's favorite. He's actually a piece of garbage.
Yeah, Laura, I remember you telling me about that guy.
And he always threatens people or belittles people and attacks them personally.
Is he in England or something?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yep.
He's got one of the biggest egos I've ever seen in my life.
Oh man, he's got the biggest chip.
Oh, it's horrible.
And boy, there's somebody come along and just slap it right off.
The big D.
I'd like to
when he threatened people, I'm a boxer and this and that. Big deal.
Yeah. Well, Mythos didn't put up with that very kindly either.
What can I say? Well, we know how to take care of a boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the 1911.
Yeah. His opinion, not mine, everybody.
Sorry. Yeah.
But no, Mythos.
Thank you, Dotson. It's the truth. That he's a piece of garbage, and somebody needs to knock him down a peg or two.
Yep. Mythos is an MMA fighter, so I'd like.
There you go. Beat that one.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, and when you get to the point where you're threatening people with physical violence, or you're threatening their intelligence or their integrity, that means that you're the garbage.
Yep.
And you're threatened because people are finding out that you're a faker.
It looks really bad too when you're a big channel like they are, and you go after a channel with she had what, 400 subs at that point,
right? And then
you're gonna go after her like that. Like that was just, it's a bad look for him. I think
because she was right at what she was saying, and he didn't like it. The truth, he's afraid of the truth.
Yeah, I've had my own run in with him that. Screw it. I'll tell it now. So he applied to be a member of the Warren Foundation when I was a manager, and I looked into him. I'm like, man, this guy, I don't know. I don't like this. There's something up with this guy I don't like. But anyway, he put on his website that he was a member of the Warren Legacy Foundation after he applied. Like we hadn't even set up an interview with him yet. And he's already saying he's a member. He also said he was a member of, there's a big society of something in Britain, with a similar prestigious thing to be a member of. Right. He said he was a member of that and he wasn't. So we were trying to get him to take that off of his website and he was just ignoring us. Like,
sure.
No,
like it adds to his credits.
Yeah. I'm like, well, we're not even going to interview you now and take that shit off your website because you're not a member.
I mean, I've thought about opening the can of worms, and I'm telling you, I'm holding back. I'm holding back because he annoys me, and I don't like to get caught up in the drama. But he's the one, he gets under my skin.
What's
And
his
if
name
I,
again?
like I say, everybody says
Danny
you get down
Moss.
that rabbit hole, I'm gonna let it out with both barrels and bring it on. I'm not afraid of him. I'm not afraid of him at all.
Sorry,
Oh,
guys. Danny what?
Danny Moss, MOSS.
Doesn't scare me at all.
He's with My Haunted Hotel is what they originally started, but yeah, he's just ego maniac 101, like the worst.
Boy, it's bad. And the thing that floors you is that the people that watch him don't see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't understand how a lot of people that watch a lot of channels don't see what the rest of us see.
Yeah, the blinders are on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I watch a lot of the fakers. The reason is because I find them entertaining.
Yep, some of it is.
Omar. Omar's funny.
Yeah.
And I love it when he does his farm videos because you get to see the animals and how he takes care of that.
Yep.
It's really nice.
Yep.
The other one there, oh God, his name is
I can't watch the fam though.
I can't stand the fam.
One I watched recently, and this is one I'm doing a video on. Again, I'm going to spoil and ruin a video that I'm making, but Matt Rife investigated with Overnight. It's a hobby of his. He's
right. Actually, I heard about that.
But I didn't find anything fake. But there was a lot of typical YouTube, let's follow the app, that kind of stuff. But but it was entertaining to watch. Like I thought he was going to be an arrogant jokester the whole time, and he really wasn't. He was very respectful in what he was doing, as a hobby. So
right.
But it was fun to watch.
But everybody has their favorite faker to watch because they're entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not real.
Right.
What was it? Mo Sargi. It's just funny. None of it's real.
Some of it's like so fake that like
I know.
it is kind of funny. Like these guys are thinking
Julie,
that it's parody.
Yeah, when they do something, you're like, oh come on, man, really?
Yeah, Mo Sargi. There was a video I was going to do on him. Like they said brain matter from a murder in this school and never reported it. They just made a video on this haunted school. I'm like, come on, man.
Well, didn't he just got in trouble for going into a home that wasn't abandoned?
Oh, yeah. Yep. He got in big trouble for that.
So yeah, I mean,
I like Matt Rife too.
Yeah, he's very funny.
Yep, he's hilarious. He's got a knack for improv.
Yeah, he's very quick, quick.
Yep.
It's very funny.
Isn't Wendy going to co-host one of these days?
No, we can't get Chicken Wendy on.
Oh, come on, Wendy.
She's our girl on the side. She won't get on the camera.
Yeah, she put a couple of the names up of the British groups that it might have been that he claimed he was part of and isn't.
So, she's the British Paranormal Society.
Wendy, Matt Rife is with, so he occasionally will work with Overnight Paranormal. It's a big channel and they're fake as crap. But they actually Josh from Paranormal Seekers has debunked them a couple times. But they it's funny too because the titles that they use in the episodes that he's in, it's not all that demon stuff and all that crazy. Like their titles aren't crazy like their other videos are, where Matt Rife isn't involved.
Right. Yeah, Bill's trying to get you to get on here, Wendy. I told him it ain't gonna happen. Just like I'm not gonna get on a plane. Yep. Not gonna happen.
So there. Yeah, Shay. Laura doesn't like it, Shay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Muggsy doesn't like it, Shay.
So any questions, you guys? Any questions at all?
I'm waiting for questions. I got lots of answers. Just kidding. They're probably all
have the answers.
They're probably all bullcrap, but no, I'm pretty stoked about this. I don't recall any. So, there's the debunking community and the real paranormal community kind of married together in a way.
Right.
I've never seen an interview with a real exorcist to really
And
talk
I'm looking
about the
forward
topic.
to it
So,
because I mean,
yeah,
you and I had done the Exorcist
Yep.
program, and so yeah, I am looking forward to that.
Yeah, Jeff, when do you think that video will be out?
I hope to get it out this weekend at the
Oh,
latest.
He'll have time.
Yeah.
I won't be bugging him.
Well,
I'll
no,
be
but
gone.
She won't be bugging me, but I
Oh
do have a
yeah,
list
but he
here.
does
We're
have a
out.
list.
I do have a list here that's pretty large.
Oh, plumbing.
Ah.
Yeah, no
No
plumbing.
plumbing. No
Thank God.
plumbing. No.
Yeah, no plumbing.
No plumbing.
That's
And
the
no
worst.
car work,
I
right?
hate doing plumbing.
No,
No.
no plumbing, no car work, because I will be gone for 3 days, and then the following weekend we're having a family party here. So it's stuff that he has to just like
Yeah.
little things that I try to do, but it's just easier for him to do because then he doesn't have to come back and fix what I did.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned last night in a live, there needs to be a paranormal cooking show. So I think I'm going to get a little footage of me cooking the chicken because there's a unique way that I do this.
Oh yeah.
And we'll just run the Spirit Talker app in the background.
There you go. Good idea. Because yeah, I thought about doing something like that too. Because
We haven't done a cooking with Dana lately.
Yeah, we haven't had
too.
cooking with Dana in a while.
everybody asks, oh, what's that recipe and how do you do that? So I think, oh, gee, should I go and put on there and I don't know. Who knows?
What are you using for your editing software, Jeff?
I use Cyberlink Power Director, but I want to make the shift to DaVinci because
Oh, dude, that's what I use.
Yeah, I haven't taken the time to learn it yet. I know it's gonna be a lot better, but
yeah, dude, it took me about like a week, I'd say. And at first, it was pretty like scary.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, dude. Once I did,
Yep.
I absolutely love it. And editing is like a joy.
Mhm.
The editing process is fun.
Mhm.
It's the creativity part. I like love it. I look forward to doing videos, and then I look forward to putting it in my computer and then seeing what I could do with it.
Yeah. Yep.
And I just love DaVinci.
That's why I'm going to give all of my editing to Bill.
Oh, I love it, man. And because of my disability, like it sucks sitting in the chair, like, because it hurts my back more. But like, I love working with DaVinci.
I agree, boo.
She's pissed off about it.
What about for music? I'm using Epidemic Sound. How about you?
Yeah, I use that.
Yeah, me too.
I just signed up for that because finding music is such a pain in the butt. It says copyright free and blah blah blah, but then you put it in a video and it gets a claim on it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
But Epidemic Sounds, once you pay for that, you're good.
Yeah, and then if for some reason you stop paying Epidemic Sound, say for whatever reason, it's retroactive, so your videos won't get like copyright claimed. But I've been using Epidemic Sound for like 4 years now. I love it. Type it in and you'll find what you need.
Whatever you're looking for.
Yep.
Yeah.
In your butt.
Yeah, there's a lot to pick from for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So Anna Banana asked, when's the next video coming out? I think she may have asked that
Before, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yep. I'm hoping to get one out this weekend. I kind of took, so I did say I was entertained by the Matt Rife overnight video, but it's still, sometimes that video was so long, it was over 2 hours. So obviously I'm not going to make a 2.5 hour video reacting to that. So I got to pick out the things that I want, the highlights of it. Plus there was one thing I was trying to debunk. So I was trying to line up their replaying their DR60 versus when they actually recorded it, because I found some stuff that's like, anyway, I couldn't debunk it yet, but I spent a lot of time trying to.
What's
Right.
DR60?
It's a crappy recorder that was recalled. It's a Panasonic recorder.
Yeah.
It was recalled because
I'll look it
it's
up.
garbage. But paranormal investigators are spending $2,000 to $3,000 to get them now because
Right.
if I move my foot on the floor, it
Yeah.
sounds like a demonic growl on this recorder.
Right.
So that's why. And then you put the words on the screen that you think it says.
This silver thing I'm looking at?
Yeah, it's a piece of crap. Like, it's garbage. people are spending $2 to $3 grand on them.
What?
Yeah,
Okay, Wendy, be careful.
because they're flawed. Is Wendy leaving?
Yes,
Gonna
she's got
storm
storms headed her way.
See you, Wendy.
All right, bye, Wendy.
Yeah, Anna Banana. That's true. Like when you first start out, it's overwhelming. But
Yeah.
then once you get into it and get to know a software, you're like, okay,
It's just as bad as listening to EVPs.
It's muscle memory. Once you get to the shortcuts on the keyboard too, that's what you got to learn. It's the shortcuts on the keyboard.
Yep.
That's what makes it easier.
The reason I want to switch to DaVinci is because there's been a couple times where the power director is not working right.
Oh, dude, I do have to say, so one thing I was talking to Laura about, I had to like super upgrade my computer for DaVinci.
Yeah, I can't even, mine won't even hold it.
Yeah.
So my processor was lagging. Oh, what's cool about DaVinci is you can generate proxies for your videos.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll compress your media. So like while you're editing, so instead of editing like your full MP4s or whatever they are,
right,
your raw files, it'll compress so that your computer won't lag. It's really impressive. So like, but when you first compress them, when you generate your proxies, say like you have hours and hours full of in your batch that you're gonna in your media file, your media pool.
Yeah.
It might take you 2 hours to generate those, but you go off and do something. It like saves you from like editing like the raw file from it like lagging and like pissing you off.
Yep.
Sorry, God. Like, because it's like I'd rather sit there for 2 hours and let it generate and go eat a meal or something and generate proxy media than it lag like that and get you super, super frustrated. And you can't even because when you start putting transitions and stuff in or whatever you want to do, and then you start like adding sound effects or whatever you're going to put in. Your computer starts to like get super laggy and stuff. So yeah, it's an awesome program.
All right. Ian has a question for you, Jeff. It says you mentioned that you and Dana were planning a European trip this year. Cool. Were you going to do any investigating over there?
Yes, we do plan on doing something, but we don't because Dana's daughter lives there. So I don't want to make this a whole paranormal trip. But yes, we do plan on.
Yeah, we have a couple friends that live in the UK area. We have there's actually one guy that follows us that's in Germany, but we have a lot of people in UK that we're friends with that they're hopefully going to set up like a meet and greet for some of the people that we know
and investigate a castle
and investigate a castle, and they can meet us since it's kind of like a once in a lifetime trip because we're going to go for 2 weeks when we go. Wow. We're not sure of the time yet, but that kind of might have changed a little bit when we're going because my oldest daughter is going in September, like the last 2 weeks of September or the last week in September and 2 weeks into October. So that was about the time that we were thinking about going. So we might push ours a little bit because we don't want to go when it's super cold.
Yeah.
Because we want to enjoy the castles and that. So we might go, go into maybe the spring of next year. We're not sure yet, but we are planning on going because she's going to be there for 2 to 3 years. So we have a little bit of time, but we don't want to bombard her with one family member after another too. So
yeah, we're trying to spread it out, but
yeah,
we definitely plan on at least 1 or 2 locations over there to investigate because
that'd be great.
You have to. I mean, I have to investigate a castle before I die.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you get that opportunity, you got to jump on it.
Yeah, because we figure we're going to be traveling. We have 1 week that's going to be primarily Germany and then the smaller countries around Germany, and then going over to I know we're going to go into towards Scotland. Scotland's probably going to be one place that we go just because there's one of our friends, she lives very close to Scotland
in northern England.
Northern England. So that's going to probably be a for sure. Because at first we were debating between Scotland or Ireland, and it's like Scotland, it's looking more like Scotland for us.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a hard decision to make because I mean, there's so much out there.
Yeah. And so, I mean, in that little bit of time, I mean,
Get away from the
you
computer.
think 2 weeks is a long time, but it's not.
No.
Because I mean,
And there's World War II stuff we want to go see. And I mean,
so
it's like, it's not all about the paranormal. I mean, definitely want to do something, but
yeah,
there's
and I mean,
a lot
because
of
we do
stuff
want
I
to
wanna
spend
see
time
over
with her, and she wants to try, and we're trying to break it up too, that some of the things that her and her sister are going to go to, that we're not going to do go to the same places, so that she has more opportunities to travel as well. But I think the only thing that will be the same that everybody wants to go to is the beaches of Normandy.
Yeah.
I think we all want to
that's
go
incredible.
there. Yeah, so I think we all want to go there. But we also have she was a German exchange student of ours who lives an hour from my daughter. So she'll want to travel with us as well. So if we're not traveling with my daughter, we'll have her as well to travel with us. So it's kind of nice because we'll have people that speak German with us.
Right.
So that's a plus. So that will help us through a lot of the German areas that we want to go to. But there's, like I said, we're waiting kind of to see what my oldest daughter how she did, because she's going to help us plan, because she found a way of getting the airfare round trip for way cheaper than what I saw. And I'm like, how'd you do that? And she's like, I'll show you. I'm
Well,
like,
she's
okay.
going on as luggage.
Oh yeah, there's a trick. There's a trick for that. That's for sure.
Well,
She's a check bag.
but she actually does travel a lot for work. So she's gotten really good about looking at at all that stuff. And so it's like if we're traveling in the United States, I'm really good at that. When international, not so good. But I mean, they've traveled enough now that they're really good about
good at getting the discounts. Yeah.
And even like we already know we're gonna probably it's probably gonna be cheaper to go by train to some places, and then it's cheaper to fly to different places while you're there. So we're like, okay, but it's cheaper to buy the tickets when you're there than it is to buy them when you're here.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's like pennies on the dollar there.
Yeah.
Where here it's
So we've we've learned, but definitely know where Scotland will be. I think one of our big places to do an investigation, but then we know we have a few other places that we're talking about.
Now, Anna has the same question that I do. Do you have any investigations planned for the rest of this year?
Yes, I definitely want to hit up the Monroe House, the one that Joe and Matt are making the documentary on. That's not too far from us. There's Dawson wants me to do something with him, which would be fun. I like Dawson.
Yeah, he's great. So yeah, that should be a good time.
Yep. Joe wants to meet up somewhere sometime. I'd like to do something with Weeping Willow. They're not they're 8 hours from us, I think. So if we can find somewhere in the middle between like us and them and us and Joe and stuff like that. So
we're like in the
definitely
middle,
be out.
Actually.
What's that?
Guys? We are actually like in the middle of Weeping Willow and you guys.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Weeping Willow's not too far from us.
Right. Yeah, but we're in Toledo, so it's what is it to New York?
To Buffalo? New York to Buffalo, it's what, 6 hours?
6 to 8 hours, somewhere there.
Yeah, and then we're like 3 hours from Buffalo.
Right.
Yep. Okay. So there's we definitely have things planned, but not set in stone yet.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get out more.
And then we've been actually finding like a couple of places that people have been talking about. Like one place is close to one of the locations I work from, and it's like, oh, I go past that all the time.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
See, I'd like to see places like that. People have heard of, but like it's kind of reclusive and nobody's really done it yet.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, that's what I would like to see more of too.
Yeah.
That's why I want to do the Collingwood.
Nobody's really heard about it.
The show Ghost Hunters was there.
Yeah.
Right.
But they
didn't do it justice.
So
So that's why I was wondering if you were going to be going back, because I'd like to see an actual good interpretation of the building and what's going on there.
Yep. And that's one too you could go back to 3-4 times because it's so big.
And your experience every time is different.
Yes.
And that's, like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with that building. I do not like it because of the things that have happened to me, but at the same time, it very much intrigues me because you always find something. Like if you are one that sees shadow figures, the stage is sitting in the balcony looking down on the stage, you can see shadow figures. There's one particular shadow figure that's
Harold's
always
here.
Oh,
Yeah, Harold's here from the Toledo, Ohio Ghost Hunter Society.
Okay.
another group we're
We are both members of that team.
Yep.
Right.
We have our own thing, Boo, too, but we also do everything with them. So
So he's got
guys,
some
sorry
stories
to
to tell
is
too.
Collinwood, is it the school?
it's called the Collingwood Art
Art
Center.
Center.
No, the
Right.
school.
That's what the whole
Okay, because
thing
I was
is
just
about.
Googling that and just a school came up. It said school fire.
No, this is Collingwood Art Center. It's different because there is a Collingwood school.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So yeah, we look forward to that. You guys getting back in there and
But like I said, we got to book it through someone other than myself because I don't know what I did to the team that runs it. Other than I don't like their friend. I mean, I've never even talked to the guy, so
Yeah.
Right.
it is what it is.
But when we anything with
I
our
hate
last name tends to get
I hate
ignored.
this gatekeeper stuff. It drives me nuts.
Yeah. Well, they're judging you on something you don't even know on what.
And they've only ever heard one side of the story, so
yeah, see, that's the problem. There's
Yep.
always three sides.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's what I always say. Three sides to the story: their side,
Yep.
your side, and the truth.
Yep.
So that's the problem you got to deal with.
Yep.
But yeah, hopefully you can find a way, to get back in there, and then
We will.
you could go back over what you went through
Mhm.
this past period there that you put out, and I do, yeah, it would be great for you to go back over your video and see what Bill's picked out.
Yep.
And like I said, it was just those little things that we just didn't pay attention to.
Yep.
And he picked right up on them.
Yep. And like I said, it is easier to do that when you're not involved in the situation.
Exactly.
So, but yeah,
I mean, you're filming, so you're not really focused on what the people are doing, not what's going on around.
And like I said, that was day 2 of me doing what I do, and I was shocked at everything that was going on. I was like, this shit is like Ghost Adventures, like because that's what it was like. It was like an episode of Ghost Adventures.
I'm on there that Collingwood Art Center website, and even like there it says rent a space.
Yeah.
And like there's like 3 pictures. It says small, medium, and large. They're like selling you. Even like those pictures are creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The building, the whole building, even it's just real creepy. Though it doesn't matter where you're at in the building, it's just like a creepy.
Yeah, even the website is kind of creepy. Did you guys see that one picture of the statue?
Oh yeah, that
that's
scares
on the stairway.
me every time on the steps. Scares me.
So I grew up, just so you know, I grew up Catholic, and that kind of crap was around me all the time.
Yep.
And in the Bible is things about idling, false idols and stuff, and there was ceramic idols all over the place all the time. And like that is just the creepiest looking thing, man.
Yeah, it was our first time that we went there together.
And it's life size. It looks life size too.
Yeah, no, because we went down and it scared me because
that one did too.
Yeah, because remember the group that was the keeper at the time, they had a big demon thing in the hallway, scared me. But then when we went there, it was pitch black, and I went down, I hit my flashlight and I turned it scared me.
I can't remember the name of the movie. It was Joaquin Phoenix was in it.
Oh yeah.
They lived in that gated
community. The village.
Yes.
Yeah,
they had
a creepy movie.
Creature. Yep,
yeah.
They had
it's a good movie.
Right
I like that movie.
Yep, they had that creature right outside their door.
So
when you open one door, that's what you saw.
See it right away.
Jesus.
Yeah, you know the dude who played the village, the village that was tormenting. He was dressing up. He was the one that was dressed. That dude lives near us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's his name? He bought that house near Oneida Lake. He bought that. He bought that castle.
What? I don't know who you're talking about.
He was in that movie, The Pianist.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name. I know who you're talking about.
He's got like a big nose, just like me.
He played like the special needs guy.
Isn't it Adrian Barbeau?
Adrian Brody.
Brody, there we go, Brody. Yep.
Adrian Brody. He lives like right near us in Syracuse.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's actually like Costantia he lives in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, he bought that place and fixed it up for like $7 million or something like that.
Oh, wow. So yeah, it's only like a couple hours from us.
Yep.
No, not even. It's like
less than an hour or so. Yeah.
It's like 30 minutes from me. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
No, Anna Banana just made a comment, and so everybody knows Joe and Dawn have been blocked and banned from the Hill House page.
Oh yeah,
they must have been watching one of their lives because I'm blocked from there, and I've never made a comment on there.
And I'm not,
because I was a follower of their page, and they blocked me now. So I'm like, geez,
I think they're going after anybody that's associated with Joe.
Anybody that questions what they're doing,
right? So I'll probably be next.
It's not on the up and up. Let's say that.
Huh. There's many questions, and they shall be answered.
Are you a member of Joe's channel?
I'm not officially a member, but I am a mod for his channel.
Okay.
So I do get all the inside and outs.
Okay, I don't want to reveal it because it's his, but he's got a straight up debunk on
the members,
on something that he posted on the members page.
Yeah, I've probably seen it already.
Yep.
And there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and it'll also be revealed eventually.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait for that to come out.
That's pretty much all I'm allowed to say.
Yeah. He's shared some stuff with me too, and it's like, wow.
So
wow,
and I look forward to the reveal and
yep.
Along with everybody else.
But that brings up something Bill said a few minutes ago, like some of these locations that aren't as well known, because I think a lot of these well known locations have shenanigans going on.
Sure. I think it's to build up, the reputation.
Yep.
The interest. But all these places have been done to death. So it's going to be refreshing if somebody gets out there. Like you said, Collingwood, I never heard of it until you guys showed the video. Yep. So now I'm interested. I want to know, okay, what's the story going on with this place? That's why I did some research. And then, like I said, watching the videos. And then like I said, Bill wanted to do, the co-host so he could experience doing a live. So I gave him that video to watch because that's the questions I was going to ask. And then when he picked it apart, and I told him, you need to be a debunker because you got stuff that people aren't even looking for.
Yeah.
And
those are definitely good catches, that for sure.
Like arts, they have Pirate Arts and Crafts coming up, in case you guys wanted to know.
Oh, we should go there. Anna Banana says, seriously, you got blocked too, Jeff?
Yeah. Yep. And I've never made a comment on that page ever, but it was because of comments I made on Joe's live.
Damage control.
They don't want anybody to debunk, and right there, red flag.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back to see if they finally blocked me, because right as of last time we looked, they didn't block me.
They probably wouldn't have, because you weren't in the live making comments.
No.
And I didn't even say anything that bad.
I didn't check to see if I was blocked yet either.
Yeah. Yep.
Seeing that, I did speak with Joe and them about the subject, so I'm probably on the shit list too. So.
Yep.
I figure, well, I don't care. I don't.
Yep. Oh, I don't either. I'll never go there. So.
It is what it is. That's the bottom line. If you're fake and you're getting called out, then you're busted. Just admit it and move on.
Yeah, it's almost like you got to live in a bubble. Just go to places where I heard this and no one's been there. I just want to live in my own space and do my own YouTube thing, and just it's almost like you got to distance yourself from this other garbage, man. So,
but it's like with everything, there's a financial motive. For them to keep their story intact. You start putting holes in their story, and it's going to affect their money.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
And that's
it's in the wallet.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
And I think a lot of these YouTube channels, one that you guys all know that I don't like very much, Paranormal Nightmares. I think they started out good.
Yeah.
But I think now there's a pressure to, because one of the guys, that's his living. He makes his living off of the YouTube money.
Yes.
So you better put out paranormal content every week.
Exactly. And that's exactly what happens. When you get the big numbers and then the money is involved, that's when you start doing things that you wouldn't normally do.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of like a politician. I
Yeah,
think they start out with
exactly.
good intentions. and
Their
then they get
last
corrupt.
their last
And the
video
money
was
corrupts it.
Yeah.
their last video. They had a tornado in their town. I think it was in March. Well, now the tornado kicked ghosts out of a location. It's like,
Oh,
come
really?
on, dude?
That's
Like,
interesting.
yeah,
Wow.
it's
Sucked him
like,
right out of there, huh?
come on, yeah.
Really?
Wow, that's
Yep.
crazy.
At least that's what the title says. I watched part of it. I'm like, you guys,
Did they get that on video?
Yeah, well, with their Spirit Talker app. So,
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah,
actually, they
Well,
don't use Spirit Talker. They use GhostTube, and they haven't updated it, so you can program words into it. So, of course, it's going to say tornado because you put that word into the word bank.
And
You know,
how does that sound? Does it go tornado?
No, it's
it's
have you ever
silent,
used
and
an
then
app?
it'll scan,
Yeah,
and
it
then the
just
word
spits
just
words
pops
out.
up.
Yep.
Silent but deadly.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
a SBD.
pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, so the
That's-
one video that I did on them with that client that wanted to be anonymous, I promise you they programmed words into the word bank in their video that they made on that person, because it's not going to say that many stuff that many times. No way.
Right.
And you know, the updated version, you can't put in your own words into the word bank.
Yeah.
But if you didn't update it and have that on a device where you didn't update it, you can still put words
Right. Like, so I was just talking with somebody about that earlier today about, you get the EVPs, and then they say, and these people say they get these long drawn out sentences, or,
Yep.
all of this. Come on. The most I've ever gotten is 2 words together.
in.
You know,
I should probably put out a video sometime. And again, if I do this, I won't put the words on the screen because I want people to experience it the way that we did when we found it.
right.
And see what their opinion is, because
Right.
we've got and Harold, who's in here watching, he's got some really good ones that like are full-blown sentences.
Yeah.
And like, but he's been doing this for 40 years, and he's
There you
probably
go.
has-
See, that's rare. It's very
Right.
rare.
right. But it's like, even without the words on the screen, that's what it says. I'm pretty sure. Like,
Mhm.
I would have picked that out as saying that every day
Right.
of the week. So
There was like maybe the second or third interview I did with Kale from Arizona.
mhm.
And they were very heavily into the paranormal. They ran their own group, and he played some of the EVPs they've got, and
Yeah.
I mean, they were clear,
Yep.
but it was like, 1 word, 2 words, not
Mhm.
full sentences.
Yeah. Yep.
And you can pick them up, but I mean,
Yep.
it just depends on where you are, that
Mhm.
right moment.
What'd you do?
But as
Yep.
far as a full blown sentence, that's very, very rare.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Yep.
And these fakers that get them all. Did you hear that? He
Oh,
said
yeah.
this, and this, and you're like, no.
They get 3 or 4 an episode.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you do?
And it's always the demons.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Yep.
You're telling on
Well,
yourself.
remember,
you know-
Jeff, I said this was the year of the demon.
Yeah. What are you doing, Boo? But yeah, I mean, in the
2024.
Necromancer app, that one tends to spew out very demonic, evil, dark stuff. Yeah, Julie, that's how I would do it.
Yeah.
I'll put them on there a couple times. I'll probably put it raw, then the volume boosted, and then say hit pause or something like this and tell me what you think, or
Exactly. Yeah,
write
that's a
down
great
what
way
you
to
think.
do it.
and then put what I think it says afterwards. Theory that the more open. Oh, that's a good question. I personally believe that yes, if you're more open to it, if you're a total skeptic, I don't think anything. You're not going to have experiences. I don't think.
I agree with you, because you're
Yep.
you're closed to the experience.
You have to, at least you can be skeptical, but you have to be open-minded to.
To accept
Yeah.
what's coming at you. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, the more open you are, I think the more experiences that you're going to have, because they're
Mhm.
going to know that you're willing to communicate,
Yep.
even if it's just a slight touch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's you're open and welcoming that experience.
Yep.
Where you've got the total skeptic. They're not. They don't
Mhm.
believe in anything. So unless they have proof, well, how are you going to have proof if you're not open to the experience?
And we've done investigations where, say, there's where you'll split off into two groups. And if you stack a group with people with abilities or gifts, they have a lot more things happen than the skeptical ones.
Right.
In like what I think are legit things happen. You know what I mean? They're not just making things up. It's not, oh, I feel this, I feel that. It's like the equipment will go off more, or,
Right.
Estes methods like are way there's a lot to them. But then you put the same skeptical, or you put the skeptical group in the same room and like nothing happens. It's so I don't know.
Well, because the energy is closed.
Yep.
Well, just like the young lady that I interviewed there, the friend of yours,
Yeah.
who does have that gift, and she says she finds it to be a hindrance when she's doing investigations. Because it kind of like conflicts with what's going on at that moment, so she kind of like shuts that off. So that she can be open for that experience on its own.
Mm-hmm.
So because there's just so many things to learn and people don't understand, and that's why I like having everybody on. And I try to dig up the more people I can for personal experiences and how they do things and the places that they've gone to. I've noticed more and more people are using less equipment and relying more on their own senses and just the basic need for investigating.
And I always just like a good solid recorder and a good camera. I don't like the crap that lights up. I
don't think we need anything more than that.
But like I said, we did that thing at that school with the two Spirit Talker apps side by side. That's interesting to me because based on the app description, those two apps should have said the same thing at the same time.
Right.
Because they were right next to each other, and they claim that, it alters the settings on the phone, blah, 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 with the atmosphere and, this and that and the other thing. And so they should have said the same thing. And not one time did it say anything the same.
Right.
So, and like I said, the Ovilus hit that we had, that was like, that's too weird to be a coincidence that it said two things right in a row that were absolutely relevant to specifically what
you were doing. Right. So that's very, very rare.
So we still get the stuff out just for that 1 in a million chance.
Right. Sure. Well, everybody plays around with it just to see what the heck's going to happen. I'll turn it on and I pretty much just blow it off until something interesting pops up. It catches my ear. Yes, Ian, I believe that, you are more likely to believe because you're open. You're willing to believe because you're open for the experience. But if you're not, then of course it's not going to happen.
Yeah. And there is kind of a fine line because you want to be open, but not hypersensitive. You don't want to go in there and believe every story you've heard about the Hill House or wherever and go in there and Toby is here. I know it. I'm going to capture him. You've got to be open to it, but at the same, keep it in check.
Right. I see Anna says it's interesting. I agree. I can see why someone who is mostly or totally closed off wouldn't even acknowledge the experience. Yes. Oh, yeah. And I agree there. Like you said, the skeptics, like Kenny's going in there and he's already thinking bullshit. So that barrier is already up. Someday hopefully he does experience something. But if you're not willing to open up to accept the experience, it's never going to happen.
And I think that, the side-eye guy kind of, when they did that brushy mountain, and he really thought he saw a shadow figure. Like he did see a figure, but it ended up being Joe.
Right. And I loved it though, because he was running.
Right. But he was like, he
was ready for it. So that was fantastic. But it gave him the opportunity to think, gee, maybe I should open up more to accept the experience.
And what TV shows and YouTube channels don't do is show the part where he met up with Joe.
Right.
They show him running after something, and then
so it makes me thinking, oh God, he's onto something. And then they proved nope, it was just Joe.
Yeah, but they don't like to show that because
it's bad for ratings.
That cuts into the money.
Julie says, do you believe in the spirit box? Broken radio?
So when I use a spirit box, first of all, like I wouldn't use one in a residential case. But on a ghost hunt, it's kind of like the Ovilus. Like maybe it's going to produce something. But anytime I use it, I run it as fast as it can go backwards on AM. And that cuts out a lot of the radio voices that you'll get. So you won't pick up as many things to trick yourself into seeing, like, did it say Bill? You know what I mean? Like, because there's less words that come through when you run it backwards and on AM.
Let's see. Anna says they probably made Seg's heart drop because it was the only experience he has had. So he was. You could see it.
Yeah.
You know, even though you couldn't see his face, you could see it in his eyes. It was like, oh wow, and his actions.
Yep.
And he just went running, and I was like, that is fantastic.
Yep. That was, and I really, honest to God, I wanted them to come up with something really definitive.
Yeah.
When he was there with them, but
because that would have been one hell of a, they would have been a wake-up call.
Yep.
But I still think, yes, because of that experience, he's kind of like, now he's on the fence a little bit more.
Yep.
As far as, okay, maybe there could be something out there because of what he's experienced just doing an investigation.
Yep.
So it'll be great, if they get together and they do some more with him.
Yeah. Yeah,
he was so far away.
Yeah, he was kind of hoping that because he's going to be in the UK around Christmas time, and we were talking about doing our Europe trip, and he was kind of hoping it would have been around then, which would have been cool to meet up and do something with him. But we're not going to go around Christmas time,
right?
But
maybe he could hook up with Beardo.
Yeah. Yep.
Wouldn't that be something?
All right, I need another 2 minutes.
Okay.
So you and Bill talk real quick.
All right, because we lost Dana.
Yeah, she might have gone to bed. I'm not sure.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Bill.
You ever heard of James Randi?
James Randi?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, anybody else in the chat ever heard of James Randi? He's a he's passed away since, but he started out as a magician.
Right.
And then he turned into a debunker. Look him up. He's really, really, really interesting guy.
Right.
He has a ton of videos from like the 80s and the 90s, how he fooled a lot of people. And he came up with a lot of things like how come mediums or whatever can come up with, they'll do like shows where like, they'll have like audiences and stuff where, they'll point at somebody and say, I'm coming up with the letter T.
The dog's robbing the treats. Can you see it?
Yeah. Oh. Boo, what you doing?
Eating some beef jerky.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I'm sorry, that's funny.
Oh my God, dude, that is too funny.
Oh my God.
It's all on video.
Yeah. That's really funny. Snatch and grab. Yeah, I have to look him up.
Okay, so Ian is aware. Yeah,
right. Saying that he was a Kenny Biddle before there was a Kenny Biddle. Okay. And Anna, yes, I have had a lot of experiences.
So
that's when it made me get into the paranormal field. When I was young, my first experience, I was about 8 years old.
So Laura, all right, let me just say real quick about James Randi that he's Anna, check the guy out, James Randi. There's a ton of videos on YouTube about him. People, paranormal, people hate him, hated him, raked him over the coals.
I have to look him up. I might have heard of him, but it's just not ringing a bell.
Yeah, you might, when you see him, you might
when I see it.
Yeah, you might go, oh, that's that James Randi. I've seen him before, but never knew his name.
Right.
So he's a magician turned debunker. Yeah.
Hey Jeff.
Yo.
You missing anything?
I don't know. I might be.
You missing anything there on the desk there? Anything open?
Beef jerky missing?
Any beef jerky?
No, it's still here.
Okay.
She was trying to get it.
We thought she got it.
Boo was in
No,
there, and she was all over that bowl.
Yeah, dude, it was so funny. It was all on camera.
You just see
No,
her
it's not-
eyeballs, and
No, it's got a vacuum lid on it.
it's funny.
Oh, she was trying to get it.
Oh yeah, she was.
we
There's
thought
fortune
it was on a
cookies.
plate.
Oh shit! Did she get a fortune cookie? Nope.
Yeah.
Both still there.
Oh, dude, it was so
All
funny.
you saw was the
You
top
guys
of her
were
head and her
gone, and your
eyes.
dog came in. It was like up on the.
Yeah.
Beef
She-
jerky raid.
She remembers that stuff too. Like, I mean, she'll
yeah.
ignore something for 4 hours. As soon as you get up, like if you put your plate on the end table or something for a minute,
Right.
as soon as you get up to go to the bathroom, she remembers that is there.
She's
Oh, yeah,
all over it.
I rode an old horse once when I was like a little kid, and like it was like trotting a lot. Well, it wasn't trotting; it was walking all slow, and it was like. And then when it started like walking the trail back to the barn, it started galloping, and I was like, "Stop!" I was like, "Whoa!" Because it was like wanted to get back to go get its hay,
Right.
because it like knew where the hay was. It was
Yep.
like running, and I was like I was scared out of my mind.
Hey Dawson, what's up?
That's why I can't stand
Hi,
horses.
Melissa. Welcome. Let's see. Hi, everyone in chat. We'll read. This is bigger so I can see it, my blind self. Everyone in chat, nice to meet you all. Laura knows me. As you moderator on Nocturnal. Oh, that's right. She is on Nocturnal Frequency Radio. Love Steve's channel. You guys are interested in that? Steve always has some great stuff on there. Check him
I don't
out.
think I've never heard of that one.
Oh, yeah. He gets all kinds of great stuff going on there.
Hey, Dawson, what's up, buddy?
Dawson is in the house.
Oh, it's all good. He had to spend time with family. You know,
Yeah, it's all good.
that's all good.
Yeah, no, you did what you had
But
to do.
anyways,
That's
we're
all
ready to
right.
leave. So it's
Yep,
been great.
yeah.
No.
He just got in. We get it. Family time comes first.
Let's see. It's 10 o'clock now, so we're gonna start getting those third shifters.
The third
Drifting
shifters are going to pop in.
Crow will be live here in about 3 hours
Well, if you say his name 3 times, he'll
Yeah,
show up.
to do the overnight. And then I don't know what it is with live streams lately. Like 2 hours used to be like the average.
Right?
Now people are going 4, 5, 6 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
Fantastique.
She's always a 4 or 5 hour deal.
Actually, she's probably live right now. I think she was.
Yes,
planning
she
on
is.
going
She
live
was.
tonight.
She pushed hers back because she knew I was going on at
Mhm.
7. So she went on at 9.
Yep.
So I guarantee you
she
they're
was on
still
for-
on by the time that we get done.
She
They'll
was
still
on
be
for 4 hours this morning.
Yes. Yeah, I was watching it.
Mhm.
Dawson, if you were sick, I was so sick, brother, for like 1 month, man.
Yeah, you know, Bill and his wife, they were sicker than a dog. They're just getting back
I had
to where they're normal.
pneumonia, bronchitis, and a sinus infection.
That sounds familiar.
I was so
You guys
sick.
all had the plague. What the heck is going on?
Yeah. And
I'm not making
leprosy.
out with you, Bill, anymore.
And I had leprosy.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Did your arm fall off?
Yeah.
I see, boy.
My legs
They
fell
said-
You can't see it, but they're gone.
Right.
They
You'll see
said
it in my
when we
next
were
video.
gone.
Then what did you hit the popsicle with?
My stumps.
Yeah. Your
My,
stumps.
my
They
stumps.
said when we were gone, Boo was trying to get the jerky.
Yeah, it's all on video. You'll have to rewind it.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me one bit. She also got the cookie box, so the empty cookie
Oh,
box.
Dawson,
Good.
yeah, brother. I know, dude. How should I sign? Give it away. I know, dude. I'm so sorry. I've been meaning to get a hold of you, brother. Are we friends on Facebook now? I think we are. Yes, I've been meaning to get a hold of you. I'm so sorry that we haven't gotten in touch.
Mhm.
I'm so sorry that he's been busy. I've been sick. Sounds like you had an issue. I'll get in touch with you, brother. It sounds like it's one of them proximity sensors. I actually looked up your pod to see what's inside of it, so I can. If you could type in the comments, tell me what it's doing. I'd appreciate it.
Mhm.
Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome. Yeah, I figured, you guys had already touched base on that. But like I said, he's been busy. You've been busy.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
You guys
brother.
have all had something going on. So
He's pissed off it's not detecting ghosts.
it's, well,
I
hey, if he
know.
could fix it, I mean, they cost a fortune. You might as well.
Oh yeah.
Find somebody to repair it.
Yeah, I saw it. They cost like $300, man.
And nobody wants to throw $300 in the garbage.
Yeah.
We got fortune cookies.
He knows.
That's what the dogs.
He knows
Yeah.
we're on
The
the
dogs.
show.
I know the dogs. This is the Green Swamp Medium's way of doing readings, but this is also
Don't give away my secrets.
But this is also the dog. Actually, when we first got on the live, Boo actually went behind Jeff.
Mhm.
She knows where the cookie jar is for the fortune cookies, and she was nudging it, trying to get it open.
Oh, that's funny.
But she knows where they're at, and she knows this is what they get when we're on lives. They know they get the fortune cookies,
The
so
cookies.
because they're
Nice.
spoiled rotten.
Aren't they all?
All right, dude, I'll have to text you, okay?
Okay, this is how spoiled they are. Bubba just had a birthday, and he got really spoiled. They got lots of new toys. They got cookies. They got hamburgers that day. They got breakfast that day from McDonald's. They got
Oh, wow.
Bubba got a 10-foot offset umbrella for outside.
Yeah.
So he's just a deal spoiled.
Yep.
You know
I
He
mean,
what?
likes to be outside, so we had to give him some shade. So
Did you
Oh,
guys see when I was holding my dog?
yeah.
I hold my dog, and people come over and they're like, "He is so spoiled." I'm like, I'm loving my dog. Like, why
Yeah,
is because
yeah.
I'm holding my dog? Why is it spoiled? He's 5
Yeah.
pounds. What the heck?
Well, people say our dogs are really spoiled because they go to daycare every day.
Yeah, but that's what you're supposed. You're supposed to take care of your animals.
Yeah.
Like my neighbor, his dog is. It runs all like I live in a rural area. Like I live in the country. He lets it run in the road. People honk at it, like almost hit the thing. It's all over the place. Like that's not a good dog owner.
No.
You guys are a good dog owner.
Yeah. We
That's
actually
not
had
spoiling it.
we've actually had issues with our dogs next to us, but they finally have this this is terrible. After me at 10 a.m. in the morning, because that's when they wake up and let their dogs up for the first time every day. On the weekends, I literally have gone out there on top of my lungs to yelled, "Shut up," because their dogs bark nonstop, jump on the privacy fence, but then they get our dogs riled up. So our dogs could never go out there. So we started yelling loud enough,
Right.
or not really yelling, but talking loud enough that they could hear. It's like, "Come on, dogs, let's go inside." Because once again, you guys can't be out because
Yeah.
of those dogs.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
No,
I go
and
through the
so
same thing.
but they finally have been like in the past couple weeks,
Mhm.
they're like stopping the dogs from barking. "Oh, I'm so sorry that they're barking. I'll take them in so your dogs can be out for a little bit." And it's just like, because we immediately, I mean, you can hear us through the fence. I mean, we immediately are at the fence enough to our dogs and let it go, and they back off. But
Right.
then their dogs just continually to do it. So then you have to stand at the fence and enough, let go, and they do their thing. But they even have, I mean, they apologized because I even told them, I said, "Well, so don't, if your dogs are wet, it's because I squirt them with the hose." And she goes, "It's just water, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just squirting them with the hose." And so now they've actually started squirting their dogs with the hose. I'm like, common sense. I mean, that's Boo. You just have to show her like a water bottle,
Yeah.
a
Right.
squirt water bottle, and she freaks out and
Yeah.
she's gone.
Yeah.
Bubba, he comes up and drinks from him. So
You know, my dog barks at it and tries to eat it.
Yep.
yeah, Bubba just like he just yeah. But they finally have come around. I mean, but it took us hitting a stick against a metal ladder and yelling, "Shut up," and talking loud, saying that, "Look, this is getting ridiculous. We can't even enjoy it." We actually have even said we can't even sit outside without these dogs barking at us, just
That's
sitting
crazy.
outside. And so,
Yeah.
but they're finally working on it with them. So it's like, when they know, they actually take their dogs in now and let our dogs go outside and play for a little bit. So, because
So-
Bubba will just sit out there.
So
Right.
Dana, you say shut up, but what does Jeff say?
Hey, shut that.
Actually, he says the same thing, because I mean, sometimes he says a little bit more than
Yeah.
that,
Right.
but he's usually the one that hits
Yeah, I'll hit the ladder.
the
like,
ladder,
really
because it
loud.
makes a real clinky noise. Grant you, it scares our dogs, but it gets
It's worth
them
it.
to stop.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then their dogs stop for maybe a good 10-15 minutes. And so it
Right.
was like, I mean, this was literally going on for hours.
Ugh.
Hours.
Yep.
And our dogs literally would go outside, have to pee, and then come back in.
Yeah.
And
Not
that's
fair.
not fair, especially because Bubba, he will stay outside 24/7 unless it's thundering and lightning. He'd be out there all day long.
Right.
And even at daycare, he goes and he's out. They just laugh because he goes and sits on the deck and just sits there all day at daycare outside when it's warm out. And but he even does it in the wintertime. He'll sit out there for a little bit. But it's just so bad that, I mean, he can't even enjoy it. But now that we've kind of said it loud enough a few times that that I think they finally got the point that how fair is it to us that we're taking care of our dog. And we actually put up a second barrier fence so our dogs don't jump up against the privacy fence, which is theirs.
Right.
And their dog puts it, they have a small dog that puts its head through the fence underneath.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they have like a German Shepherd that jumps on the fence and almost knocks the fence over. So, and here our dog, and I mean, then we can't say our dogs are really 100% good because the little dog behind us, he's terrified of other dogs, and they have a deck that they have to go up steps to get to the deck where they let him out.
Right.
So he will run down and do his business, and if he sees the dogs, he runs back up there. So sometimes they let him out, and he sees them, and he won't come down. And so the neighbors, we just laugh because it's like if we see him, then we pull our dogs back and block them on our patio area so he can come down. And then he kind of looks and he runs back up, and then we can let our dogs back out in the yard because they literally will. They just go and they want to be friendly, but he doesn't know that they want to be friendly because he's so terrified of other dogs. So it's quite comical.
Yeah.
You guys see that Dawson went to a palm reader in Tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
She said she did get me having a near-death experience, right? I almost died once.
Yep.
Oh, Julie.
Had
Julie
Julie beat him.
What did she say? I one up you, Dawson. I actually died once. That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, we're glad you're here, Julie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about small town disagreements. No, this is bad because the whole within probably a 4-block radius, everybody knows this house. It's kind of a joke of the because we call it the 05 house because it's a zip code. It's like it's called East Toledo is the 05 zip code. And it's like the rundown, really rundown ghetto, or not even ghetto, just redneck kind of part of town. And so we so everybody knows it as the 05 house, like within a 4-block radius. And we live in a town, like we butt up to a city. So we're like we're the first street in the township. So our backyard butts up to the city of Toledo. And so we laugh because everybody, like seriously, 4 blocks, everybody knows it's everybody knows the chief of. I know the chief.
You guys don't have any kind of like barking ordinance where you live?
As long as it's before, because we're in a township, as long as it's like not like overnight, like I think it's from like 10 p.m. till like 6 a.m. If they're not barking, then they don't do anything, which actually their dogs do bark at that time, but not as much anymore. Because the people behind us, he gets up, it was waking him up. We didn't hear it as much, but I've been to a couple times when I've been sick, I'll be in the back room and because I'll sleep in the chair and I would kept hearing this thumping. And it's like 3:00 in the morning. I'm like hearing this thumping. I'm like, what the heck? I go out there and the guy next door is throwing the ball for the German Shepherd at 3:00 in the morning against the fence. And they're playing with I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh,
that's kind of stopped
crazy.
now though, too. They're not really doing that in the middle of the night anymore either. So, but it's
soak a raw steak in antifreeze and throw it over the fence. I'm kidding. And don't bust my castanets. I'm kidding.
Well, and it's funny though because one of our trustees for the township, because we had said something about this is getting ridiculous with the dogs, and they actually said squirt them with the hose because you're not hurting them by squirting them with water.
Right.
Yeah.
And so,
good advice.
Squirt them with antifreeze. I'm kidding.
Now I'm sure Jeff would have loved to get video of me when I had my super soaker out there going through the fence and just
that would have been awesome.
I was like all the time. It was
I don't know about you guys.
that and then probably the groundhog's probably even better. It's like, do you guys know the movie Caddyshack?
Yeah, it's definitely.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's like Caddyshack moments with me and this groundhog
The
right
gopher, yeah.
Well, I've got one of those too in my yard.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
Anna,
okay, if
she's
you have
laughing.
them,
I thought people were going to get mad at me. I was just kidding.
okay, so this is something, this actually works because we got 2 this way, and my sister's got them too. You have to wear like gloves, but you and you have to use double bubble gum. You unwrap it and you throw it wherever they're at, or put it wherever they're at.
Right.
They eat it and they can't, like, it blocks them.
Yeah.
And then they die.
Oh.
And then they pass.
Yes, they pass, and it's funny.
They play dead.
They
Unfortunately,
self-delete. They delete.
Unfortunately, one of them did in our yard, and so, but the other one was in the other yard, so I don't care. But now we have a third one.
Do they blow up? Get it? Like
They do.
They blow bubbles out the rectum.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
they don't.
They float
They
away.
just kind of
The double bubble.
they expand really big.
Welcome to the raw side.
Yeah.
Paranormal. We're talking about bubble gum.
But
Critter
it does, I
control.
mean, if you do have a groundhog issue, that does work. We just have
Interesting.
one. We have one stubborn
In
one
theory.
right now. But we got,
Jeff, not that we've tried this. It's just
In
a
my
theory, folks.
opinion.
yeah.
my
Your
opinion.
opinion. See, if
Yeah,
if
it
my
was-
luck, it would blow it out its rectum and it'd be stuck to the lilac tree.
It was funny because the first one, Jeff was like, "Hey, that double bubble worked," and he goes, "There's one in the yard." I was like, "Oh, great."
Let's try Tootsie Rolls next.
In theory.
Well, now it's like, because it's actually broke our fence. What?
We don't want any of this on record.
Oh, but
Oh, jeez.
it was
Yeah,
starting.
Ian said this is taking a dark turn. Yes, it has.
But they were actually breaking our fence. I
Is
mean, they're
Ian
ruining
in
the fence. So
England?
we actually put a wood piece up. So yesterday I go out there and he's scratching at the wood that we just put up there to block him from getting through the fence. I'm like,
They're smart.
Who's
She's
it?
convinced
Who's
it's
doing this?
taunting her.
oh, the other day
The
I
gopher?
swear it
The
was
groundhog,
waving
yeah.
at me.
Groundhog?
It's like, oh
It was not waving at you.
no, it was trying to
It
pull
was
a leaf
dancing
out,
like in Caddyshack.
Flipping you
you
off.
know?
but it was
Yeah, like on Caddyshack.
it was pulling a leaf off of the grapevine that's in the other person's yard, but the way it was doing it, it looked like it was waving at me. I'm like, you.
Yeah,
But he
just
did the other day. I
sing
was
it
out
away.
there.
I'm all right.
Yeah. But he was actually sticking it. He sits and puts his head out and just watches me. And I'm like, "Mm."
I've had to lock the guns up.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but yeah.
Anna
So
says, "Oh wow, I've never lived in a small town, but we get skunks, possums.
Yeah.
In our
Oh, we've had
backyard, and
possums.
it's- Yeah, we
Yeah,
have
so-
too.
So
Yeah, no.
opossums are actually, everybody's gonna be like, no, but opossums are actually,
yeah,
they do not carry diseases.
Yeah, they're good for your
They're,
yard.
they're good for your yard. They're like funky, ugly looking things, but they're actually harmless.
Yeah.
I don't
And
want it in my yard.
oh yeah, we
knew I'd get it.
like possums. We have nothing with them. No problems with them. We've actually one time in the middle of the night, Bubba and Boo got one.
Right?
And confessing to swinging on an axe.
Yes, that's right. Do not.
But
Yep, that's all true.
but
Yeah,
he
It's all
actually,
true.
he actually so they got it. I'm out there in the middle of the night, so then I can't tell if it's playing dead or if it's actually dead.
Yeah, no, they
When they
played that.
got it.
Oh, wait, yeah, because your
Okay,
dog's got
yeah,
it.
right, yeah.
Yep.
So then I'm like, oh my God. So we got him in the house, blocked him so they couldn't go. I said, in the morning, we'll have to go out there to make sure that he's gone. So, because I thought he was playing dead. So I go out there the next morning and he's gone and I didn't see him. But then we found out he actually got caught in the fence going under the fence.
Oh,
And that's where
Oh.
he died.
Yeah, see, Anna's super soakers
Oh.
and axes. What's going on at
Yeah.
Jeff's
I
house?
know, right?
It's like Guns N' Roses.
I know. Super soaker. Man, that sounds like a band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next on stage, super soakers and axes.
Tanks
Yeah.
and
So
tubes.
the wildlife in our house, I'm kind of thankful we don't get skunks.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
get them.
I don't.
Yeah, we
I-
get them all the
Yeah,
time.
Now-
Nip is bad with them.
When I was little, we used to get a skunk here and there, but we don't get skunks like we used to. But we do have, like at the river, we do have otters, and so we get otters. But occasionally, we do get a coyote or a deer that will come through the neighborhood. Which,
We have deer all the time.
We get
Yeah.
a lot of coyotes around here.
Yeah.
yeah, it's. I mean, because where we're at, it's random to see the coyotes, but wintertime we see them more because they come across from the islands on the ice.
Yeah. Look
But
at
in the spring and summertime and fall, we don't get them that often. But when you when you see them, it's like, oh, what's going on? And because we don't get them that often. But deer, the one time we actually saw on the side of a road, it was a mom and 2 baby deer, like on a main street, like sitting right there. And it was like, how did they get there? Because they must have come from just like it's a little inland island that's attached to the mainland. And we think they may have just swam that little bit because it's not very far.
Right.
And they must have just come from that to the, just up onto the ground, like up to the street. But it was crazy because I've never seen them, no little ones that close to the street. But
Right. We're starting to get black bears.
oh,
Did you see that, Bill? How there was one
Yeah,
right
did you
there in
see-
Whitesboro?
Did you see too? Well, I mean, there's lynxes all over, and people
yeah.
are making a big deal like a lynx was spotted in Munsville. Like, yeah, like they're all over all the time.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
It's probably because of global warming.
Yeah, but and it's like I don't know why people like it's always the city folk that are always like like I live in the country all the time, and like people are always like they freak out and they're like, oh, I saw a deer. Like, yeah. So
we see one every day.
And like people come from like they visit from the city. We have like a ton of Amish around here. You guys probably do.
Yeah.
Like not
they're
in
a little
Toledo.
farther. Yeah, they're south.
South
but
into the what or to the east of
but like they go to Walmart, like the
Mm-hmm.
Amish. So like and they like in the parking lot you see a horse and buggy, and it's like around here. Like they're like, oh, it's so cool, and I'm like, yeah, you know what's real cool is when you're riding your motorcycle and the horse plops on the road.
Yeah,
when you're taking a turn and like you almost wipe out on your motorcycle. Yeah, that's real fun.
My oldest daughter used to live in Goshen, Indiana, which is right outside of Middlebury, and Shipshewana, which is all Amish.
Yeah,
and so she had just moved to her because we had to move her within 10 days for her job to Goshen, and it was, I think, the first day she was there, and she lived in the city. So in the city, and all of a sudden she heard this like clunk, 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 and she lives by train tracks, and she goes, "This is not a train." It woke her up, scared her to death, and she realized she's on the route for the Amish to get to the Walmart.
Oh yeah.
So
the horse. Yeah.
So she goes, She goes at 5 o'clock in the morning, you get the clip, clop, clop, clop. And she goes, it's them on Saturday morning going to Walmart.
It takes forever to get to Walmart.
Yeah.
But we get bears to go to Walmart too. Why not?
Yeah, and we kind of live right on, like, we're right on the Michigan-Ohio lines.
Yeah.
And we're on Lake Erie, and we have a lot, like up in Michigan, right over the line, there's a lot of corn, like a lot of like farming fields and that. And then, like I said, so we kind of got the best of both, kind of a little bit of country, but city. So we're not like, we don't have to
right
go
on the edge.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice. So, and then we have the water too, because we're right on a river and the lake. So
do you guys have those hamburger joints called Culver's?
Yes, we do.
I love those. I love their fish sandwiches.
We the closest one is about 15 or 20 minutes away from us, so we really don't.
Well, because we have one. We actually, there's more, because now they're getting. We started with one on that was just like down the street where I used to work, and that was the first one, and now we have like 3 more. But now the biggest thing now we're getting is Raising Cane chicken. That's the new hot thing that we're getting.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, we don't get that.
Everybody loves this Raising Cane. We have
I've yet
one.
to eat there.
I haven't either, but we had one in Sandusky, Ohio. They just put one in Perrysburg. Now they're putting one in Holland, which these are all like 20 minutes from us. And so that's the newest thing is the Raising Cane chicken.
But it can't compete with God's chicken, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Chick-fil-A is the big one around here. And Ian, no, we weren't talking about bears going to Walmart. They were talking about Amish going to Walmart.
The bears are going to end up in Walmart.
Is that what you said?
They're getting closer.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
They're getting closer.
Yeah.
Bubba.
Funny.
I've got guys. I'm gonna have to get going here because
Yeah, we've
I
been
have
just
yet to
yanking
eat.
away, haven't we?
I've got to eat.
Oh my
Dawson
goodness.
says Raising Cane's is only good for their sauce.
That's what my nephew says. He loves
Yeah, I
their
haven't had it.
sauce. I'm like, like I said,
never
we've
heard of
never
them.
had it, but we have, like I said, we have one coming now that's closer because it's on my way to get my brother all the time. So I'm like, oh, I'll have to stop every once in a while.
All right, guys, we want to thank everybody for showing up for the show. We went from talking about Collingwood Art Center to Bears going to Walmart. So,
And of course, there was food chat. There's always got to be
Always food
food.
chat.
food, there's always got to be a little of the food chat going on in there.
That and dogs.
Dana's,
you know, all that strange stuff with the super soaker and axes going on at Jeff's house.
Yep.
But that's confidential, so we can't. If we tell you, then we all have to
allegedly
end you. So
that's right.
thanks everybody for showing up. We really enjoy and appreciate your support. Please remember to like and subscribe. Also check out Jeff's channel and Bill's channel, Carburetors and Coffee, and everybody knows Jeff's. Who Paranormal Productions. Check them out, and thank you guys as always. And thank you, Bill, for hosting. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Jeff and Dana, for being our guinea pigs for his first experience, and to being good sports about us picking your video apart. We really appreciate it.
Like I said, I'm gonna if I can post the link and pin it in the comments of that video. You know,
you might have to edit some of this, Jeff, with like the antifreeze and who knows.
Just let it roll.
Yeah, let it
roll. We like it raw, guys. We like it raw.
That's right.
I think Dana admitted to more than you did. So
yeah,
with her,
with her, her bologna sandwiches or whatever he's doing over there. The bubble gum. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Oh, Joe, we're just leaving, and he pops in. So, guys, thanks for joining in, and as always, thank you for taking a ride on the raw side. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Bye.